We know that shopping online can be a confusing and sometimes daunting task, and sometimes all you want to do is talk to a human being. Well, our family-run customer service team are on call 24/7. They're full of friendly, warm-hearted individuals, all trained to make your shopping experience as easy and as enjoyable as possible. And not only will they take your order, they will also help and guide you on your shopping journey, so you never miss out.
Are you a fan of Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? Why not join our growing Facebook fans pages? Just search Sewing Street Fans and Yarn Lane TV Fans on Facebook and click Join Group. It's that simple. Never miss out on the latest news and updates from our presenters and guest designers, special offers and plenty of chat with your fellow fans. Share photos of your makes, ask for advice, interact with your favourite guests and presenters and be a part of the ever-growing sewing and yarn community. See you there!
If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay 1 P&P all day.
If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay 1 postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay 1 P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day.
Hey, good morning everybody. Good morning, good morning. It's the weekend. It's Saturday. Yay! Welcome to Sewing Street everybody. I'm Stuart Hillard. Oh, it's good to be here. How are you today? Morning to Fiona and Catherine, Maria, Shanaz, Cheryl, Diane, June, Joanna, Dawn, Gale. Loads of you watching already. How are you all? How's your weekend begun? It's a wee bit early, isn't it? A little bit dark out there, a little bit cold, but you don't have to go anywhere. Stay with us for the whole morning. We've got some gorgeous, gorgeous fabrics, all kinds of treats, and really no tricks. Yeah, the first hour is going to be all about Halloween, but we've got some beautiful fabrics and some very inspiring things to get you kick-started for an autumn of sewing and crafting. So, let's have a little look, first of all, at our early bird. It's our early bird today. And it's got a bit of a Halloween theme. It is the Halloween Spooktacular Plain Fabric Bundle. Now you're getting 2 meters of fabric here in perfect Halloween colours. Oh, just excuse my colouring in there. We'll get to this later. I was having a little bit of fun there. Oh yeah, I'd just like to point out, all in the lines, all a little bit of, even there's a little bit of shading in the stars, but I digress. Early bird special. Now, $13.96 for 2 meters of solid fabric. You've got this beautiful, deep aubergine purple, brilliant for a night sky, this one. You've got a deep, intense potion green. I'm going to give these all Halloween names from now on. Potion green, pumpkin orange, and as black as my heart, black, the colour of my heart. It's a little bit dark. My heart's a rainbow. My heart's not black. But you've got 4.5 meters there. Now, absolutely brilliant for things like making Alison Marion's apron. You could patchwork it. You could create some gorgeous Halloween gift bags. I think £13.96 we could do better for an early bird, don't you? Let's crash it. Crash it. That was my Halloween voice. Crash it. Sorry if I've frightened anybody. £10.47. That's more like it. Goodness me. Just a shade over £5 a metre for this fabric. Fantastic. That's more like it. So £10.47, you're getting 4.5 metres. I'm just going to open these out. Now, this is Rose and Hubble. Beautiful cotton fabric. Really nice smooth weave. Now, of course, wonderful for things like Halloween trick-or-treat gift bags. Why not make some simple tote bags, just little ones, or lined baskets. You could create a pumpkin face on the front of a bag. Use some of the black, bit of Bonder web to create the eyes and the mouth. You could also create with some plain white fabric, add some eyes and a mouth to create ghosts and ghouls. You could use the green to create Frankenstein. What about a simple tote bag? And each tote bag has got a different face on it. So like a green background with a sort of Frankenstein-y face. The purple would be really good perhaps for a mummy or a zombie face, pumpkin, witch. Could really have fun with these. They're going to work brilliantly with some more Halloween fabrics that we've got in the rest of the hour. They'll also work really well with the Alison Marion panel. Now, we've seen that before. I'm going to show it you again today. We've got the colouring in panel, which I've got right here that I've been doing a bit of colouring with. This would mix and match really, really well with these solids. So cut out a front panel for your bag, a little border in one of the solids, line it too. Now remember, of course, once you've popped this into your basket and you've checked out, you've paid your £3.95 postage and packing, that's it for the rest of the day. That's it for the entire day, whether you're shopping on Sewing Street or you're taking advantage over on Yarn Lane. It's the same postage and packing. You won't get charged again. So great, great early bird this. Halloween has become so popular, hasn't it, in the last few years? It really has. And I think as well, just decorating for autumn is a massive trend right now. A lot of interior design, wreath making. So again, use this to create a Halloweeny wreath. You could cut out wide tubes, probably go about 2.5 to 3 inches wide strips of fabric, sew down the long ends, use some polyester toy stuffing to stuff that, and then plait 3 of them together to create a plaited wreath. Cover the joins up with a big bow, maybe using one of the other colours, and then add a few bits of decoration to the wreath. Maybe some wrapped chocolates. You know, you can buy those like eyeballs and things like that wrapped in foil. You could glue those on to your wreath, but create a base using plaited tubes, stuffed tubes using these fabrics. £10.47 is a fantastic price on this. That means that you're paying less than £5.25 per metre for this fabric, which is phenomenal. Effectively, you're getting 1/2 metre for free. That's a great special, 25% off. I can do maths even at this time of day. Now I wonder, I might ask you, as we're having a bit of a Halloween special for our first hour, what's the scariest thing you've ever made? Craft-wise. Have you ever made something deliberately scary, crafted something that was deliberately meant to be spooky and scary, or have you ever just made something and it turned out with a touch of the night time? Producer Elliot and I were looking earlier on about cake fails, in particular hedgehogs. There are some absolute corkers out there. But maybe you've made something that was meant to be beautiful, but turned out rather scary looking. If you've got a picture of it, do send it in. All the usual places. All the usual places. We've got a little picture to show you. This is what we're talking about. Cute hedgehog cake. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday. Here's your cake. Oh God, just go back to that. That really is like a skull. That's like Pinhead, isn't it? Wow. Okay. Be careful what you wish for. Goodness me. Have you made a cake like that? Or another craft which turned out a little bit spooky. Maybe I've done things like make soft toys before now, and if you get the eyes in the wrong position, you can get quite a scary effect. Anyway, if you have a picture of something you've made, do send it in. Or your favourite Halloween make, studio@sewingstreet.com. There it is. Just message the studio. Or of course you can always message us on Facebook Live. Don't forget you can do that too. Good morning, Lucy. Thanks. Hi there, Stuart and crew. Lovely to see you back, Stuart. Thanks, Lucy. It's great to be back. Great to be back. Good morning, Susan. Good morning to you, and good morning everybody who's watching. Gosh, lots of you watching today. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. It's great to be back on Sewing Street. I've had a lovely time over the last few weeks getting to know you all. Now then, bit of a Halloween special today. Now then, let's just go through how you can watch. Now then, if you go to the website, sewingstreet.com, click on Watch Live. There we are. There I am. And you can watch us live. And then if you scroll down, there we go. We've got the deal of the day. It's that Halloween Spooktacular. And then underneath there, everything that's on pre-order. Now, everything for this morning is on pre-order already. We've got some fantastic Halloween fabrics. I'll be going through those from Riley Blake. Really fabulous. Sweeties. Spooky but not too spooky. Quilt patterns too. And then we've also got some delightful toy patterns, a gorgeous plush bat. We've got Alison Marion's Mummy and Me apron, but the Halloween special version with the great panel included. And then moving on to our next hour, we've got the Sew Over It shift dress pattern. That's coming up at 9 o'clock. Got the wonderful Adelle here. Some really beautiful fabrics to go with it. They're going to really kickstart your autumn's dressmaking. Some great thread there. Dressmakers Essentials. Then we've got an early bird special hour coming up where we've got previous early birds staying at that wonderful early bird price. Look at those fat quarters. 67 fat quarters for £99. Hello. Put them in the boot of my car, please. Rather wonderful. So that's our kind of early bird special, but it's a whole hour of early bird specials, past and present. Be absolutely wonderful. We've got that Elna overlocker. Did you spot that? £10 off, £279 for an overlocker. It's on split pay too. You can pre-order all of these things, you know. Just jump on. The Moda scrap bags, again, on pre-order, £14.99. Now, they never stick around for long, so pop a couple of those in your basket. Don't forget to check out, and then you can sit back and relax and know that you've got your Moda scrap bags. They are always so, so popular. And then at 11, we've got another Sew Over It hour with Adelle. It's the Pussy Bow Blouse. That comes in a size 6 to 30. So brilliant, brilliant pattern this. Lovely circumference work. Some really beautiful fabrics. Adelle's wearing the blouse made in that green floral. It is so cute. You're going to love it. So stick around for the whole morning, won't you? We're going to have a great time. Now let's just go through the menu. Coming up, we've got the Halloween fabrics and kits. That's going to be wonderful at 9 a.m. We're so over it. The ultimate shift dress with Adelle Rowland. And then at 10 is early bird deals. Remember, these are all past early bird specials. Same price when they were early birds. You can get them all today. It's a big review. 11 a.m. it's the Pussy Bow Blouse with Adelle Rowland, again from Sew Over It. And then at 12 o'clock, head on over with me to Yarn Lane for kits and yarn for the autumn. Great morning there. It's dark outside, it's cold. Stay in the warm. Keep your PJs on. I don't mind. I've got mine on under this. Now, let's get started. We're going to start with a brilliant panel. Now, I love a panel And especially for Christmas, Halloween, special occasions, a panel is a brilliant idea because it means that you can get a finished project really quickly and easily. We all want a bit of homemade, but there isn't always time. Now then, this is a brill panel, this, because you've got loads and loads of different options. It's all based around my favourite household companion, the cat. And this is all set up for making a fabulous tote bag, but there's loads and loads of inspiration here to create different options. So you've got that main cat face over here, which I think would be wonderful just as it is, but you could also add some UV paint or some glitter paint into the eyes to create highlights, or glow-in-the-dark paint would be really fun. You could add a bit of machine embroidery or machine stitching to that too, just to jazz it up a little bit. You've got a plain backing for your cat. And if you have a look just behind me, actually, we've got that made up. Really fun, just front and back with some little cat ears that have been added in, just using a bit of felt. So that's a fun one. And they've been added to the top. You could add them to the front as well. And then also on the panel, you've got all these other options as well. Look down here, you've got this wonderful kind of pumpkin orange with the cat face repeat. You've got a front and a back there. So we're not talking about making one bag here. You've got various different options. You could use these to make some cushions. You could cut them up and create small gift bags. Maybe you're having a Halloween party. Didn't really get to do that last year, did we? So this year, I think it's going to be all out. Trick-or-treating and Halloween is huge in the village where I live, absolutely huge. It was something we noticed when we first moved to the village, and it's a real family event. Mums and dads, all the kids come out, everybody kind of dresses up and moves around. It's a lovely community event in our village. And so to make little gift bags or line bowls, or even make fabric bowls using some of these fabrics. I think the cat fabric would be great for that. You could use the basic, you know, the soup bowl warmer. It's all over the internet. Do a search, you'll find it. Little kind of fabric. That would be great to line a bowl with in fabric and then fill it up with sweets. All sorts of ideas. And then you've got, I mean, here for your actual bag, these are things like the handles. But again, you could use these to create more little projects. Trick or treat collection bag. So that is $19.99. Never talked about the price, did I? Now we've got, if owls are more your thing, we've got two options in the owl. You can see a little bag made up there using the owl, but also that cushion that says boo, that's also using the panel. Can you see how well these would go with our early bird special as well? They'd mix absolutely perfectly with that pumpkin orange, the black. You could mix and match these. This is really atmospheric here. You've got that owl silhouetted against the moon there. That's what we've used for the front of the tote bag, and then used the plain black panel for the reverse. But of course you could use this and you could add some free motion quilting. You could quilt stars and moons over that. Again, what about using UV glow in the dark thread so that when you're out in the night, you will light up. That could be fun. These sections at the bottom here, I think this might be my favourite bit of the whole panel. I love that. That is very atmospheric. Very atmospheric. Again, that's been used to create this fabulous cushion. I'm just going to grab it down for a second because I think this is really good work. Isn't that terrific? That is really something. See, I've grabbed it down, I didn't need to. But I wanted to touch the cushion, you see. There it is. So that's using that tree against that sort of almost like a blood moon sky, And then just using, this is couched down, this is a cord that's been couched. If you've never done that before, just set your sewing machine to its widest zigzag and use black thread here, but you could use a contrast thread. And you want something like cotton cord, you know, it's like piping cord, but we've used it in black. And then zigzag over the top of that thread and lay it down into the letters. You could even use a glue stick to stick the letters down first and then just zigzag over the top. It's called couching. You can do it by hand too, but I think that's super. Really nice project that. And again, that panel, £19.99. So much inspiration. Now you can get that same panel in a blue version, like a misty blue. There are the details on screen. It's the Owl Misty Blue bag with instructions, but it's so much more than a bag, isn't it? Love this colour. That is fab. It's like a sort of lilac-y blue, isn't it? Really lovely. Love the phases of the moon sections as well. Do you remember that advert for the chocolate and orange biscuit? Full moon, half moon, total eclipse. That's absolutely fab. So a bit different. These would mix and match really well, wouldn't they? The misty blue and the orange owl. You could mix those up, create a set of cushions, or even a little throw quilt to have on your sofa or in an armchair, just to Halloweenify your sitting room. Very nice. I like those. £19.99. Now we have had a picture sent in. Jojo has sent in an image of a cake. Oh, I say. A few years ago, my son really wanted a Dalek birthday cake. So I thought, how hard can that be? I'll make one. Easy peasy. Only it wasn't easy. And the top half slid off shortly after I took this photo. Lots of love from Jojo in the Isle of Man. Jojo, I love you. That is so gorgeous. I love the chocolate fingers actually do look like fingers dipped in chocolate. Beautiful. And your son wanted it and you made it. Well, that's a real love. I love it. Thank you. Now then, a very cute bat toy, plushy bat. How cute is he or she? Absolutely adorable. Now we've got a kit to make that. It's only £11.99 for everything. That's amazing. That's amazing. So you're getting a metre of the navy plush fabric. You're getting half a metre of the lilac. You'll use that for things like the insides of the ears. You're getting the pattern, and you're also getting a bag of polyester toy stuffing for £11.99. And I reckon, I'm just going to grab old Plushie down. Here he is. Half a metre of the fleece, sorry, half a metre, beg your pardon. Sorry, little love heart nose. I reckon you'd have enough fabric to make 2 of these. £11.99, that's incredible. And enough stuffing. Really good. Just add a few bits of felt for the nose and the eyes, or a little bit of fabric from your scrap bag. That's amazing. You could pay £11.99 just for instructions, couldn't you? Oh, look, I've arrived. I'm covered in bits of fluff. Stuart's in the building. Excellent. Really cute. I love that. Love it. Love the texture in the wings. That is really fun. Amazing value, that. £11.99 for half a metre of the navy plush, half a metre of the lilac cotton, your instructions and your filling. Absolutely superb. Now, we've also got that in a rose version. I like the idea of a rose bat. How nice. Let me grab that across. Ooh. That is pretty, like a dusty rose colour. Again, you're getting half a metre of that, super soft, really nice. And what I learnt about this fleece actually the other day is it has a long plushy side and then it's got a short haired version inside. So you could mix and match or you could use either, depending on which finish you prefer. Very cute. Again, 1/2 metre. You're also getting 1/2 metre of the cream solid this time for the inside of the ears. You're getting your full instructions, and these are terrific full-size templates, really detailed, all full colour, and a bag of toy stuffing for £11.99. That is superb. Love that. Now, if you want a grey version of the bat, we haven't got a kit for that, but we do have the grey plush fabric. Okay, it's a lovely fleece. You could add this to your basket. £3.99 for 1/2 metre. And this is the grey. And this is what this one's made out of. He's lovely. Oh, gorgeous. You could keep that on your bed all year round, couldn't you? It's not just, a bat is for life, not just Halloween. I want that on a t-shirt. I'm trying to be tidy here and move fluff, but I tend to just be moving it onto myself. Anyway, how's your Saturday morning going? Don't forget, we'd love to see pictures of your spooky makes, or anything that was not meant to be spooky but turned out spooky. Message the studio@sewingstreet.com with your scary makes. Now, let's have a look at the Spooky Hallow bundle. These are great. I love Halloween fabrics. I know that Halloween is a fairly brief time, and you might wonder, well, making something for Halloween, you bring it out every year. I made a hexagon quilt a couple of years ago using Halloween fabrics, and it's fab because I store it away, and then every year it comes out, I throw it on the couch, and we're ready for Halloween. Brill. This is a gorgeous bundle called Spooky Hollow, and it's from Riley Blake. Riley Blake do amazing Halloween fabrics. Black sky, bats, what more do you need? Moons, cats. These are gorgeous. That would make the coolest wash bag, toiletry bag, wouldn't it? Makeup bag or a makeup roll up. Doesn't have to be spooky. Gorgeous purple there. Again, this grey would be fab for toiletries, I think. I like this one. Raven Nevermore. Here he's dead. Fred. Okay. Love the eyes. Love the eye. Here lies dead Fred. Here lies dead Fred. I couldn't read. Like the one with the eyes. That's super. Again, very useful for all kinds of fun projects there. And then some really nice purples. Oh yes. The eyes have it. The hills have eyes. Now in that bundle, you're getting 8 different options, 1/2 metre of each, so 4 metres of fabric in total. These would be great, just cut up into large rectangles, say 4.5 inches wide, 8.5 inches in length, and then just sew them into rows, and then offset the rows like bricks. And I think they probably look nicest if the long edge of the rectangle is going down, so that kind of effect. So really simple patchwork, don't have to do anything complicated. Sew those together, layer and quilt it, and you've got a Halloween throw. Now you can buy all of these by the 1/2 metre, so if you've got a particular one that you're thinking, actually, you know what, I would love to do a bag in this little combo right here, for example, just these two, then you absolutely can. So let's do them individually, and I'll give you the codes. So the first one is the eggplant eyes. That's this one right here. So this really deep eggplant purple, £7.49 for 1/2 metre. That's really cool, that, isn't it? That's great. Again, be really nice for bag making. Throw that into a quilt. Doesn't have to be Halloweeny. I do think toiletry bags or craft bags would be very nice. So that's your eggplant eyes. Next one, we've got the orange. Cats. Kids. It's spooky cats. Aren't they all? Oh, Mrs. Mills isn't spooky. Mrs. Mills is very lovely. Mrs. Mills refused to go to bed the other night, let me tell you. I'd been in London filming for 2 days and I got back very late and Mrs. Mills had missed me. And that's it, I'd missed her too. And she did not want to go to bed, even though I was on my knees. So I made the mistake of allowing her to stay up. Normally she goes to bed in the kitchen and she's very cosy and she's fine. But she didn't want to do that, so I said, okay, you can sleep on my bed. Except that didn't happen, because you can imagine at 1 a.m, 2 a.m, 3 a.m, and so on and so forth, I was being licked, I was being pawed, I was being stood on, and I was generally being yowled at. But we've rebonded. There they are then, Riley Blake, Spooky Hollow, Orange Kits. Love that. Now, what about, let's look at pumpkins. Pumpkin orange. Pumpkin orange. This is definitely squarely Halloween, isn't it, this one? With the tombstones and the pumpkins. £7.49. Now is the time, isn't it? It's the 2nd of October. Definitely time to crack on and make a few little Halloweeny makes if you're going to. Simple table runner, just one fabric. You could easily just make a table runner using one fabric, just layer and quilt it. You could make, use something like Decaville, heavy, or Bosal in our form, and create kind of base and rectangular sides with ties at the corners and create like a fabric box or basket. That would be nice. Or the hour basket. That's what you'll find it all over the internet. You could make that using 1/2 metre of this fabric, line it with something else. Excuse me. Fill it with sweeties, apples. I always do some fruit as well at Halloween. No one eats the fruit. But I try and do the fruit as well. So would you like an apple instead? No, you definitely want boiled sugar. Okay, that's fine. Now we'll go again with pumpkins. I really like this lilac and eggplant combo. Bit of grey in there as well. That's fab. So there are the details on screen. It's dusk. They're calling it dusk. Graveyard fabric. It's not the jolliest topic, is it? But I think it's really fun when it's, you know, done by Riley Blake. They managed to make a graveyard look quite appealing. That was my Halloween voice, by the way. I hope you enjoyed that. I've been practicing. Now then, again, I think my favourite one has to be the one with eyes. The fabric has eyes. It's looking at me. Here are the details. This is the grey charcoal. And there they are. Riley Blake Spooky Hollow. Grey eyes. I think this is super. I would definitely be using this, perhaps for the lining for a messenger bag would be fun. So that when you open it, maybe something quite sombre and sensible on the outside, but a bit of something inside. These would be really nice for purses as well. Yeah. Okay. Bats. Bats. We've got black bats here. Black bats. That's what I've called it. It's LBYV39. Nice little bit of shiny there, bit of silver printing. There they are, Spooky Hollow Black Bats fabric, 1/2 metre, £7.49. And then we've also got that in the eggplant. Same fabric, but an eggplant, again with silver overprinting. That's a really nice one, I like that. These would be nice to make like a little cape from as well. You could make a little cape for a toddler, little magician's cape or a little wizard's cape would be fun. Or hats. So again, cover something like Decaville heavy with the fabric and then semicircle, fold them up and stitch or glue to make a little conical hat, bit of elastic. It's a little wizard's hat. Easy. And then one more, it's the cats, spooky cats in grey. Details on screen, charcoal cats. There it is right there. Very, very appealing. So that's the Riley Blake Spooky Hollow. Remember, you can get them as a whole bundle, 8 fabrics, 4 meters in total, or individually. Mix and match, make your own. Now then, that's £59.92. Now then, there are all those fabrics together. Really cool. And you see what I mean about cutting a 4.5 by 8.5 inch rectangle out of each, stitching them together. Really fun. Now then, this appeals to me very much. Again, because there's some Halloweeny elements in here, but it isn't all Halloween. This is called Tiny Treaters. And again, is from Riley Blake. This is absolutely fantastic. Witchy hedgehog. Witchy hedgehog. I love the fact that there's a sausage dog dressed as a mummy. That's really cute. Oh, this is fun. Love the sweeties. These aren't for Halloween necessarily, are they? These are for any time. Love those. Dem bones, dem bones. Look at that. Oh, these are great. They have a nice sort of retro feel to them. Nice cutesy little animals. This is definitely child-friendly Halloween. Nice colour range as well. Oh, that's a fantastic fabric, that. I have a friend, Izzy, who would absolutely love that fabric. She makes a lot of bags. I think that would be perfect for bag making. That appeals. Really cool. You know, like where you just want to put something in that's a bit quirky. It's not a Halloween bag or a Halloween project at all, but you want something that's a bit quirky mixed in. Lovely. So again, you're getting 8.5 meters. That's a total of 4 meters of Riley Blake Tiny Treaters for £59.92. Okay, so that's our bundle. Now you can buy those fabrics individually as well. I'll give you the codes for those. Now we'll start with the Sweetie fabric, shall we? Sweetie, my sweetie. This is very much a particular brand of licorice, isn't it? But not, because there's all sorts of other things. Look, there's candy corn, which I think you can only get in America, and I think is generally reviled. I think people like the look of it, but not the taste. I do love a sweetie ring. Yeah. Poor Elliot, our producer today, has never been given a sweetie ring. Oh dear. I do feel you've been deprived. But he's also never had a filling, so there could well be a connection. I'm not a dentist, but I do believe there is a connection. So all sorts of lovely. Oh, and toffee apples. Look at those. Gorgeous. My favourite kind of fruit. Okay, that's cool. And we also do that with an ivory background. I'll open that out so you can see a little bit more. Again, really fun fabric that. Great for quilt making. Great for bag making as well. Very appealing. By the half metre at £7.49. That is lovely. That would be fun to make pyjama bottoms. Am I right, gang? PJ bottoms with a nice matching t-shirt. I'd rock that. I'd rock that. The bones. Love the bones. This is the bones in grey. ATYV67. I don't know if this is glow in the dark. I think it would probably say if it was. Take them lights down low. Keep going. No. Oh, but that's quite restful, isn't it? That is quite nice. Oh, my eyes, it's too early. Okay, but still, lovely fabric that. There it is, and then the orange version. And I like the fact that this is a nice, rich, warm orange. Lovely that. Oh, Jan says, your Halloween voice has a touch of the Monster Mash about it. The Monster Mash. Love it. Thank you. Thank you. I do my best, you know. Good morning, lovely Stuart. Good morning, Pat. How are you, love? Ah, lots of lovely messages. Morning, Stuart. Love all the panels. Take me back to printed doll panels. My grandma used to make up for us. That's from Diane. Oh, yes. I remember the fabric doll panels you could get. I think you can still get them, can't you? I think we probably do things like that. And I used to enjoy the paper dolls as well. They were great fun. Our local newsagent used to sell those. So that's the orange. Now, really fun. We've got two options in the like sort of little houses that everyone's going trick-or-treating in this panel, or in this fabric rather. This is the orange background. It's lovely, isn't it? This reminds me of children's illustrated books from the 1970s. It's got that look, hasn't it? This is the Tiny Treaters Orange Trick or Treat. So that's lovely, really cute. Is that a squirrel dressed up as Frankenstein? Frankensquirrel. Or is it a goat standing on its hind legs? I'm a little bit goat obsessed this morning, I've got to tell everyone, because Charlie is at York Livestock Market today to buy me a billy goat, which I'm very excited about, and slightly goat obsessed at the moment. So he's threatened to send him pictures of any goats he finds. This is a lovely version on the sort of blue-grey. It's classed as grey, but it's like a blue-grey. Really lovely, that. And again, this would make the cutest little dress or button-up shirt for a little boy for Halloween. Really cute. Depending on the size you were making for toddler, you might want half to a metre. But all sorts of fun characters. We've been sent in a photograph. Is this of a scary make, Elliot? A spooky make. A spooky make. Not scary. No, not scary. Spooky. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, and that's from the Riley Blake Spooky Hollow range. That's great. Good morning, Stuart and crew. Here's a bag I've made from the Riley Blake Spooky range. Loving the programme, from Helen. Oh, Helen, I love that bag, and I really love the big extra wide closure. That is very, very nice indeed. Beautiful, beautiful. Good work. So yeah, of course, you know, it's not all about just going out for sweeties. You could make a great shopping bag too. Now then, let's move on. Charm pack. So you can get this whole range, the Spooky Hollow range, in a charm pack, and there are lots more options. Can I open this? Am I allowed to? I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. No one minds because I'm the one that has to put it away. Oh, that's fun. So there's all sorts of different extra fabrics in here. Oh, these are cute. Look at those. Really nice. These would make a great quilt or table runner. You could just literally sort of sew the fabrics together, kind of like this. You know, and just keep sewing them together to create a kind of jagged edged, yeah. Or you could just sew them together and make a little throw, put a board around the edge. Because we've got some of these fabrics by the ½ metre, you know, use a charm pack, throw in a ½ metre or so to put a border around it, and then maybe one more ½ metre just for the binding. And you've got a fantastic throw quilt, table runner, placemats. Very useful, a charm pack. You can get loads out of a charm pack, and you've got a bit of everything there, or quite a bit of everything. And look, there is some green as well. Oh, that's great, that purple stripe. I love that. That's like a witch's tights. There's actually more of these in people's baskets than we have in our warehouse. So, you know what I'm going to say? Check out. Check out. Yes, check it out. Check it out, boy. Ah, that made me feel young. Oh, we've got another photo. This is a spooky make. Is it a spooky make? It's a spooky make. Here it comes. Oh wow. Oh wow. Hope it's not too spooky. It did scare me when I finished it. Valerie in London. Those eyes look completely real. Wow. Wow, Valerie, that is amazing. Valerie, are you a cake artist? Is that your job? It certainly should be if it isn't. Amazing. Love that. It's the kind of cake you wouldn't want to cut into though, isn't it? So I keep it. Now, let's move on. Well, let's go, shall we, to Tiny Treaters. 10-inch pack. The 10-inch pack. Oh, lovely. I'll show you the back because then you get a sense of all of the fabrics that are on there. Now, this is Tiny Treaters, which we've already been having a look at. You can see there are the Sweeties and the Trick or Treat. But there are other fabrics in there as well. I absolutely love this one with the letters on and this kind of like a spooky alphabet. And I love the wobbly stripe. I love a wobbly stripe anyway. Really liking the teals in this one too. Now your 10-inch stacker is 42 pieces for $49.99, so it's brilliant value. You're getting 42 10-inch squares of your Tiny Treaters. Now again, you know, for a one-off Halloween quilt that you can bring out year after year, that's all you need. That's all you need. You could just sew the squares together, quilt it, or even tie it. If you've never tied a quilt before, dead easy. Cotton perlé or even wool, and cotton actually is cotton yarn is quite good for that. Big needle through and up, back in and up, and then tie your loose ends off in a knot. It's smashing, isn't it? I really like that. That's fun. Producer Elliot and I both want a quilt and patchwork pyjamas. If only we knew someone who could sew. Elliot wants a favour. He wants me to make him, what, patchwork pyjamas? But short pyjamas. Short pyjamas. Elliot never covers his legs. If he ever gets married, I swear he'll wear a suit with shorts. Now then, let's move on. Let's do a quilt pattern that you could use those 10-inch stackers for. This is lovely. It's called Halloween in Quiltsburg. Halloween in Quiltsburg, and it's from the Swift Quilting Company. If you fancy doing a little bit of piecing and a little bit of easy applique, this is a nice easy quilt actually. That's fun. $9.99 for the instructions, and you've got instructions to make all of the houses and also applique, things like the tree, the little ghost, there's a cat, bats and a picket fence. Nice and easy, this one, and you've got full instructions there, full size templates as well, and you could absolutely use the 10-inch stacker to make this. And plus I would use the early bird. You could use the early bird because you could throw in a few of the oranges, a bit of the green there, and certainly the black for your appliques. What a lovely quilt. But also this house block, these could be beach huts, couldn't they? They could be little cottages, they could be a cityscape. You know, you could adapt that. You could make a very, very nice long cushion as well. I'm ignoring Elliot's suggestion. Well, I'm not ignoring, I'm acknowledging it now. Elliot's suggestion that you could use the bats as seagulls. No, I don't want to discourage him. That's a very nice idea. We could use the bats as seagulls. Actually, seagulls are scarier, I think, because they come down and nab your chips. I've seen that so many times in Scarborough. That is horrific when someone's sitting there having their lunch. Now we have a quilt kit. So you can get the instructions to make Halloween in Quiltsburg and the Tiny Treaters 10-inch stacker for $79.99. You're also getting the Fat Quarter pack as well. No, you're not getting that. Next to me, thank you. That's better. We're getting 2 meters of the solid, and we're also getting Fat Quarters in cream, orange and black. So here, that's right, we're getting the 10-inch stacker, the pattern, the 2 meters of solid fabric, and the fat quarter pack, 3 pieces, £79.99. Fabulous. And that you really could make the whole thing, couldn't you? I think that background would look lovely, actually, that sort of lilac-y blue for the background of all the houses. A bit more sort of like dusk. A dusky sky. Fab! Now then, we're moving on. Alison Marion. I had a lovely 2 hours with Alison Marion recently, and in one of those she introduced me to her Mummy and Me apron, which is just superb. Now what we've got here, this is the children's version. There's a children's version and there's an adult version, which we've got on a mannequin right next to me actually. Not there, but there. Alison Marion's apron is a whiz. It's absolutely brill. You've got sizes for children, 20-inch to 33-inch chest, and then an adult size, 10 to 20. This is the pattern. Nice and easy. There's only 2 seams in the whole apron, so it's a quick make. You can also make it reversible if you want to. But what I think is genius that Alison's done is to create a panel that works with the pattern to Halloweenify it. And that's where the pumpkin pockets, and also on the adults one, the trick or treat, big cauldron with the witch's feet, have come from. And also, have you seen our lovely bunting? I'm going to just move out the way slightly. Look at that gorgeous bunting. So that's all come from one panel. Let me show you. So what you're getting here is you're getting the panel. You're also getting Alison Marion's pattern for the Mummy and Me apron included for £23.99. So on there you've got all those applique elements to create the pockets on the children's and the adults version. You're also getting 8 pennants to create some bunting, which again you could use for other things. You could turn those into little like sweetie cones, back them and create little bags out of them. Really fun. Really fun. I'm thinking early bird special in with this to add some extra appliques. What do you think? The greens, the orange, the purple and the black, they're all there. Now that would work really well with the bunting, wouldn't it? You could add in today's early bird special to either back these or to add in extra plain bunting. Bunting's a really quick and easy make, and it's a great way of decorating a room or outside of the house for a special occasion. Creates lots of impact in very little time. And of course it's reusable, which we like. So that's your bundle where you're getting Alison Marion's pattern and also the panel. But if you just want the panel on its own, there are the details on screen. £9.99, and you're getting that panel. There it is, all those different elements. And we've used them as pockets and pennants, but be creative, use them in different ways. £9.99. Now we're just going to review a couple of things before we move on. Now then, the Spooky Hollow bundle. 8 fabrics here, ½ metre of each. I'm just going to grab these down. These are such a fun collection. Really nice. Love that we've got a largely purple grey or eggplant and charcoal to be a little bit more designery about it. But then we've got that little bit of pumpkin orange there, which just adds some extra zing. You could even add just a little bit of lime green into this if you wanted a tiny little accent colour. That would really zhuzh it up. Lots of these in baskets. Don't forget to check out, folks, otherwise you could miss out. This is proving really popular. Halloween makes are fun. I think there's a purpose to them, isn't there? And they're great for gifting. You could make a little cape, a little cushion, a little bag. And of course, if you've bought your early bird, you've already paid your postage and packing. You only pay that once. I do think these would mix terribly well, though. The early bird special would mix really, really well. The oranges, the blacks. It just helps to make your special fabrics go that little bit further. We like a bit of economy, don't we? Things like backing cushions, lining bags. If everyone who's got these in their basket checks out, they will be gone, and there could be some disappointed people. We want all treats today. We want no tricks, please. I have spoken. There will be no tricks today. That other fabric bundle, I think this has got to be my favourite though, just because I love the sweeties and the cute animals. This is Tiny Treaters. Our village is full of tiny treaters at this time of year. Loving the teals, loving the greys, that little bit of warm orange as well. But my favourite has got to be those sweeties, which of course you can get all of these fabrics individually as well. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Nice. Now, if you want to be a little bit more creative, what about a bit of colouring in? I was doing this at the start of the show. I've got my pens. There we go. I've got my pens and I've got my panel. This is exclusive to Sewing Street, and it's our Halloween colouring in panel. I think these are a marvellous idea because whatever your age of your child, including they could be a child of 50 or more, 30, 90, whatever your age, what a lovely bit of colouring in. The apron that we've got made up, actually, the child's apron that we've got made up, this was coloured in by Alison Marion's mum. I think she's in her 80s. Absolutely beautiful. But a really fun rainy day activity, and let's be honest now, it's October, so we're going to have more and more rainy days. But absolutely super just to grab some colouring in pens, and you could use fabric marking pens like I am. Just move that over a tiny bit. There we go, that's better. I'm just going to do a little bit of colouring in. You can use fabric marking pens. You could use wax crayons and heat set them. You could use watercolour pencils, I think, too. And again, heat set them. But really fun just to get everybody round the panel. It's certainly big enough that you could spread this out on the table and get the whole family involved. No one's going to be elbow to elbow because the panel's huge. It's 140 centimetres by 56 centimetres, absolutely massive. And of course, what are you going to do with it when it's all coloured in? Well, you can make up gift bags, you can make up trick-or-treat bags, you could make a tablecloth or a backdrop for your Halloween party. All sorts that you could do with your panel. I'm just going to start colouring in the pumpkin now. It's really fun. I mean, colouring in has been a real trend, hasn't it, for the last few years. I'm gonna be a bit arty now. Oh dear, I've gone over the lines. Oh dear, never mind. I'm not bothered. Oh, look at that. And then I'll just use this one just to... Oh, hello. Look at that now, come on. Oh, loving that, loving that. Oh, it's really fun though. Nice thing to do on a wet day. Oh, we've got a picture sent in. I'm having to break myself off of my colouring, but it's worth it. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love it. Here is a picture of the bat I made using ripstop nylon for the wings and reflective fabric for the inner eyes, ears and fangs, and from Aberdeenshire. Oh, I love the bat. That is so cute. It's got a great bit of expression in the eyes, Anne. Really lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm still colouring. I'm going to have to change the colour of the mouth in a second, though, because it's not really fitting with my yellow. But look. Pumpkins on fire. I'm going to do a red mouth because that's more scary. Charlie and I always sit and carve a pumpkin together. We have one each. and we always carve a pumpkin together. It's great fun, isn't it? I'm not going to say who the best carver is. Charlie won't be watching, but it's always very individual. I'm doing the stalk now. Sorry, I'm nearly there. But it's very addictive. This is good news, because if you want to keep someone busy, there we go, look. Ta-da! Oh, I enjoyed doing that. That was fun. So that's our colouring in panel. If nothing else, buy one and invite me round. Colouring pens on the website, of course. Now then, don't forget that wonderful early bird special that I showed you right at the top of the hour. It's 4.5 meters of beautiful cotton fabric. Now, full price should be £13.96. You've got 1/2 metre of black, pumpkin orange, potion green, and zombie purple. Those are my names, by the way. But not 13 plus £10.47. So you're effectively getting 1/2 metre for free. You're only paying for 3 of them. Absolutely fab. Brilliant for making your Riley Blake tiny treaters or Spooky Hollow go a little bit further. Or for backing, lining bags, making bags. Remember, I had that idea about making some trick-or-treat bags that are basically made out of these fabrics and then add faces on. So we could have a zombie, we could have Frankenstein's monster, we could have a pumpkin, and we could maybe have something like a witch. Would work really well. Or Dracula, have a vampire. Yeah, really fun. These two would work really well together as well to create kind of inky black sky and things like a moon, or, you know, something like that, or orange sky, bats, a tree silhouette, something like that, gravestones. You could really have lots of fun. And for £10.47, what an absolute bargain to really kind of kickstart and fuel your Halloween and fall crafting. Ace. We're going for a little break. I feel like a pumpkin spiced latte and a piece of banana bread. Thanks very much. I won't get it, but it's what I'd like. Whatever you're doing for the next couple of minutes, don't go far, because up next we've got the wonderful Adelle Rowland, who's bringing us the Sew Over It shift dress pattern. It is fab. It's a wardrobe staple. Adele's one of my favourite guests. We're going to have a great morning, so stick around. We'll see you shortly.
Hello, I'm Adelle Rowland. You may have seen me on shows already. My passion is in dressmaking. I've been sewing now for about 4 years, completely self-taught. I've actually learnt a lot from the mistakes that I've made. In my normal day job, I'm actually a secondary school science teacher, and one of the things that dressmaking has brought is the conversation starter with my students about the dresses, the tops, everything that I've made. I have 2 young daughters and a wonderful husband as well. One secret or surprising fact about me is that I actually have a silver world medal for Irish dancing. My dressmaking top tip is always remember your notches. Don't skip that part with dressmaking, because those notches are very important to line up all of your seams. I can't wait to bring more dressmaking projects to you and get more people sewing.
Follow Sewing Street and Yarn Lane on Facebook and Instagram to keep up to date with what's coming up on the show, as well as being the first to know about our amazing offers. Get involved with our competitions that are exclusive to social media. And pick up some top tips from us too.
Hi, I'm Lisa Comfort from Sew Over It, and here at Sew Over It we're all about teaching as many people as possible how to sew. That was the inspiration behind why I started the business back in 2011. I wanted to show people the wonderful world of sewing. So we do that today through our patterns, and we have over 120 patterns. So lots and lots of patterns for you to choose from. And here on Sewing Street today, we are selling some of our lovely printed patterns. Our size range ranges go from 6 to 30, which is really important to us because some of the inspiration behind the patterns is basically making them available for everybody and designing patterns that are flattering for women of all shapes and sizes and ages. Our patterns are generally really classic, timeless styles and are really good fitting patterns. We also are really keen on making sure that they're easy to follow because we come from a teaching background. That's what we want to do. We want to help progress our customers through their sewing journey. And so the patterns come in different levels and they all have loads of beautiful illustrations and lots of extra tips and help throughout. I was asked to say what my favourite pattern was, and that's really tricky because there's so many to choose from. But I think if I had to choose one favourite dress, then it would be the Eve dress. She's the dress that I wear so much. I wear her to weddings, I wear her in the daytime. When I go to work, I wear her at the weekend, and she's just so elegant, so flattering, and such a lovely, lovely dress to wear. So that would probably be my favourite of our dress patterns.
In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Hey, welcome back, or welcome to you if you're just joining us. It's Saturday morning, we're Sewing Street and I am Stuart Hillard. Lovely to have your company this morning. Before we move on with the actual show, let's just have a quick go over to the web. If you're watching us live, you can watch us live just like this. Click on Watch Live. There we are, looking earnest. You can leave us a message. Do please leave us a message. Please enter a message and try again. There we go, that's better. Type something, Elliot, type. Hello, Stu. Oh, nice, okay, good. I'm getting my red pen out. No, just hello, hello. Yeah, do send in some messages for us. Oh, look at that, our early bird is sold out. But there's still loads of lovely things. Don't worry about that. We've got the lovely bestseller, which is our bat, plush bat. And then looking down 2 columns, we've got today's show deals on the left-hand side. That's everything we've already shown on air. And then on the right-hand side, it's all our pre-order. Some of those things have sold out. So, you know, when I say check out, I do really mean it. I really mean it. Things sell out. But then, moving down, you can go to pre-order. It's there on the right, click that tab. And now you can pre-order everything that's on the show. Now we've got the ultimate shift dress from Sew Over It today with our wonderful guest, Adelle Rowland. Love Sew Over It patterns. They're so stylish. They're such wardrobe staples. And in sizes 6 to 30, just a fantastic range of sizes there. Very, very versatile shape. Very flattering shape this as well. Fantastic for casual and dressy. And then we've put in some wonderful fabric bundles to inspire you too. Loving that white floral on the green, the chartreuse. Some essential tools. We've got a brand new exclusive Orifil dressmaking essentials collection. Adele's going to be using this today. Beautiful. And then all of your dressmaking essentials. So that's all on pre-order. You see me frowning there, looking at the screen. It's my eyesight, it's my age. But Sew Over It patterns, absolutely wonderful, wonderful. We've got the ultimate shift dress. And this comes in 2 different size brackets or groups, okay? It's a pattern that's suitable for confident beginners, but Adele and I were having a chat before we started today, and we both said, this is absolute beginner. This will get you right from the start. If you've never done dressmaking before, it's a really good pattern to start with. Really good pattern to start with. Now you just need to choose your size bracket. On screen at the moment, we've got sizes 6 to 20. That's this one right here. Okay. So if you're a size 6 to a size 20, go for this one. I'm just going to flip this over and show you on the back. Various different versions. We can have a long-sleeved version of the shift dress. This version with cap sleeves, and then there's also a version for turning it into a top, a tunic, which I think is brilliant. That really is a wardrobe staple. Fabric recommendations, something lightweight woven such as cotton, cotton lawn, or you could use viscose or crepe if you wanted a softer look. You're also going to use a hook and eye. That's the only fastener on this dress. A hook and eye, which is easy hand sewing. Adele's going to be showing us all of this. That's why we get the best guests here on Sewing Street, because they demystify these processes that can be a little scary and a little intimidating, but they're not. It's all about picking the right pattern. And then your measurements. So from a size 6 to a size 20, I would say if you're borderline 18, 20, I would go with the bigger size. Yeah, I would go with the second option. But you've got all your full measurements there as well. Okay, and you're going to need up to 2.5 meters. 3 meters of fabric, say, is going to be plenty for that. So we've got bundles of fabric that are going to allow you to make up to the largest size. So that's our first option, £17, and it is a wonderful, wonderful, it's one of those paper patterns, look, I'm just going to quickly show you, which has got, oh, this is posh, this is very posh actually, you've got a proper booklet, nice little mini book for all your instructions, and then your actual pattern is not flimsy tissue, it is really good quality, heavy, robust paper, because this is a wardrobe staple. You are going to be making and wearing this dress for years to come, and that's what we know from Sew Over It, isn't it? That's what we love them for, that they make patterns that you can just keep making and keep wearing forevermore. Now then, the second option that we've got is again the ultimate shift dress, but in larger sizes. Now this one goes from an 18 to a 30. Again, £17, and there you've got all your measurements. So if you're not sure which size to go for, take a quick snap of the screen, just check your measurements. But the bundles of fabric that we've put together are enough to make the largest size, so up to a size 30. So brilliant, brilliant value that. So that's our paper pattern that we've got on the show today. And remember, Adele's going to be showing us how to make that. Now, oh, we need to apologise. Somebody sent in a message and it didn't get shown in the first hour. Good morning, Stuart. Please could you say a very happy birthday to my wife, Delane. Really good to see you on Sewing Street again. Elliot apologises, it's his first time producing. He missed that. Ian in Lancashire. Ian, it would be a great pleasure. Happy birthday, Delane. I hope you have a wonderful birthday and a wonderful whole year. I have a birthday month, and so I'm going to pass that gift to you. Have a birthday month. Mwah. We have another message as well. Hi Stuart, great to see you back. You're such a calming presenter and very knowledgeable, from Shirley with a kiss. Thank you, Shirley. Try my best. One more for good luck. Hi Stuart, lovely to see you back again. You're like a breath of fresh air. Shame I've got to go to work. No! From your favourite shop girl, Tracy from Gull. Tracy! Hello! I do know Tracy. She makes me absolutely die laughing. She really does. She's so much fun. Tracy, you could always watch us on the app, couldn't you? Sneak it under your desk. Just saying. Don't get into trouble though, will you? Blame me if you get caught. Oh, that's lovely. Good morning, beautiful people. Talking of PJ bottoms, do you have any patterns, please? From Sharon. Check the website. I would imagine we would, Sharon. I imagine we would. A nice PJ bottom pattern. They're all the rage, aren't they, for Christmas, aren't they? Family pyjamas. Do you do family pyjamas?
Last year, actually made my whole family a matching set of pyjamas.
Adorable.
Yeah, so the girls had t-shirts and shorts. My husband went full on top and bottoms.
Brilliant.
And I had the top that matched.
How cute. Everyone, it's Adelle Rowland.
Hello.
Oh, Adelle, can I just say, first of all, that blouse looks so cute.
I absolutely love it. And when I came in this morning, I said to Elliot straight away, can I wear it for the show, please? Because I love it.
Gorgeous. It looks so nice with denim as well.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful. That's the Pussy Bow blouse, which is coming up at 11 o'clock, isn't it, Adelle?
Yep.
So, a little tease there, everybody, of what's coming out. Cheeky tease. Cheeky. Let's look at the fabric bundles that we've got today. So excited to hand over to Adelle as well, so we can see how to make the shift dress. Just move my colouring pens out of the way now. I'm hoping that I might be able to do a bit more later. Right, this is a 3-metre bundle, so this is enough fabric to make the largest size of the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift Dress. Obviously your piece will come as one continuous length. This is absolutely lovely. This is black feather cotton poplin, so it's a lovely, soft, lightweight cotton. That's very nice. I'm going to open that out just so you can get a really good idea of how that's going to look. Really smart, that. Really smart fabric. It's a nice scale as well. If I just put my hand there for comparison, that's a really beautiful. Oh, yummy. That's Rose and Hubble. That is our feather option. Feather. This one now, let's go with this one. Now this is BKL J93. There it is, floral on claret cotton poplin again. So again, really nice soft weight. It's a kind of rich cream background, and then this lovely deep claret red. Very pretty. Nice for autumn, that. £16.99. Is that for 3 metres? Good gracious. That's a bit of a
really
bargain, isn't it?
Well, you wouldn't be able to get a dress in the shop that cheap, would you?
No, I've paid £16.99 for the lining for a dress. Yes, yes. Goodness, wonderful. This is actually the fabric that Adelle's going to be demonstrating with, and I think this is wedding fabric.
Yes.
This is to wear for a wedding. This is, let's go for afternoon tea somewhere really ritzy. This is, I just want to feel special and pretty today. That is lovely. That is so feminine and fresh. And again, £21.99, beautiful white floral on meadow. I even love the name. And Adelle's demoing with that. So those are our 3-metre bundles. We have also got some fabrics by the half-metre. Now you might have noticed that rather beautiful version of the shift dress next to Adelle in a beautiful William Morris fabric. That is stunning, isn't it? In that beautiful sort of blue-grey, deep navy background, little berries. That's absolute classic William Morris, isn't it? It's a beautiful, beautiful shape, that dress, isn't it, Adelle?
Yes, and I also tried it with the belts, and it looked really special with the belt as well.
Lovely.
Nice little thin waist belts.
Yes, yes. Barely there.
Yeah.
Very nice. barely there. I need a belt about 6 inches wide to go around me. Anyway, but this, lovely, and you can buy this by the half-metre. So if you screenshotted the back of the pattern to see exactly how much you need, you could get exactly what you need here. Granada in brambles, indigo. £7.49 for the half-metre. So if you want 2.5 metres, just order 5 units. They'll come in one continuous length. That's delicious. Absolutely lovely. I'm thinking amber jewellery with that. Very nice. This is very cute too. Again, sort of tea dance, wedding-y, lovely. That's very, very pretty. This is Moda Sanctuary in green and white, rose budding fabric. Very pretty. That's lovely. Elegant, very elegant, £7.49 for the half-metre. A word often used to describe our producer, Elliot. Elegant. Now this is a fun one. This is Little Birdies. Riley Blake, beautiful day, black robin fabric. We might have an extra B in there, but black robin. But the background's black. I'm not sure if that is a robin, but I do love a robin in the garden though. Very territorial birds. They scare all the other birds away, don't they?
Yes. So we had a robin in our garden, and when our cat goes out, she's a Persian, so she has no clue about birds.
No.
It was signalling, almost to say, warning, warning,
Yes.
and then a robin on the front was talking to it.
Wow,
So it was crazy.
Huh. Warning them off. There's a bird. There's a cat. This is lovely too. Very nice. This is the Farm Girls. Farm Girls Unite. Absolutely. I want that on a t-shirt. Bandanas forever on red fabric. Well, why not? That's lovely. Again, that's got a little. To me, that's got a little bit of a 50s vibe.
Yeah, definitely. You could go with wear that as a top with some jeans.
That would be super.
Because you've got a top version with this as
you
well.
You do indeed. What a great idea. What a great idea. Adelle, enough of me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about you. It's lovely. It's our first time together. I feel like we've known each other forever.
Yeah, we've just been chatting away this morning.
we have. And we're both teachers.
Yes.
Yes. But also sewers, dressmakers.
Yeah.
What do you think of this pattern?
I love it. Sew Over It is a pattern company that actually got me into sewing. The very first pattern I ever made for myself was a Sew Over It tulip skirt. And I just love the instructions, the styling, like you say, really simple dresses and outfits, that it just fits into my wardrobe perfectly. So I've made quite a lot.
And you make these for work as well, don't you? As well as sort of partying and all
so
that
we were
thing.
looking at the Eve dress that was on the little VT before. I've got 3 versions of that I wear for work. And I actually had one on the other day, and one of my year 11s went, "Did you make that?" And I was like, yes.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. But I've also, it's all down to the choice of fabric. So I've also made one of their patterns before, the Betty dress, as a sequin bodice and then a big black sort of satin skirt.
Wow.
And that was gorgeous. I wore that for a wedding.
Amazing.
So
really versatile wardrobe staples.
Yes, and this one, we were talking, weren't we? They say a confident beginner, but it's cotton, there's no fastenings, it will be perfect for an absolute beginner.
Yeah, easy to make, easy to fit.
Yeah, and I think the only thing that maybe might scare people is the sleeves, but it's not difficult to put them in.
Setting in sleeves. Pins,
Not difficult.
boxer pins.
Yeah. But I've seen this as sleeveless. There is a version on there that's got ruffles around the sleeve.
Yes, that's cute.
But I've also seen it as almost like a tank top, like a shell top. So the top version without the sleeves.
So you don't even have to put those little frilled sleeves on.
No, not at all.
So lots of different options. That's good to know. And the instructions really clear, aren't they?
Yes. Yeah. Great illustrations to go with them, which I actually love looking at illustrations more than the descriptions.
Agreed.
So yeah, you can see there, look, little shell top version. So there's loads of versatility with this dress. Absolutely.
There really is, isn't there? And there's Lisa herself on the left-hand side with the dark hair.
And I think you could also, the one on the right, that is a drapier dress fabric.
Right.
And that is a crepe. I've seen that fabric before. And that would be more of your confident beginner, because obviously it does move a little bit more, but cotton is your friend.
Absolutely, yeah. It's so easy to work with, isn't it? And we've got some lovely options in those bundles as well, if you're looking for some cotton fabric, including the white floral on Meadow cotton poplin. Can't speak. That's on the screen right now. And that's the one that Adelle's going to be demonstrating with. So, Adelle, once we've got our pieces cut out, where do we start?
Okay, so there is some shaping on the bodice that comes from bust starts. So I've already done one bust start already. And if you look, once the bust starts in, the fabric doesn't want to sit flat. So we're taking a flat piece of fabric and making a 3D shape with this. Now, bust starts, you can adjust where they fit. And that's what's very important. If you're, that's what puts a lot of people off dressmaking, the fitting issues. But as I found, once you get very comfortable with one company, you know exactly how that block fits your body.
Yes.
So I know that certain dress pattern companies, I do have to put this bust dart down, or if you might need to do a full bust adjustment, there's all those options to do. So on the back, I've actually used just a water washable pen to show me where my bust dart's going to be. And we've also got notches, and that's one thing I always say, don't forget your notches.
No, they're great for matching up, aren't they?
And even as a more experienced dressmaker, I still put my notches in.
How do you mark your notches, Adelle?
So I actually put a little notch into the seam allowance, but I know when I was on with Wendy, she was saying, but be very careful with that, because if you need to take that seam out, obviously you've cut into that seam. So if you know that you're going to spend some time fitting this, you might want to put your notches on the outside, or just use a little pen.
Yeah,
to mark
absolutely. Yeah, I remember when I first started dressmaking, I was, you know, a good boy and did the notches going out as the paper pattern showed. But of course, very quickly you see, like, really experienced dressmakers do just snip in. So yeah, various options there. You can mark them with a pen too.
Yeah, and there is a 1.5 centimetre seam allowance, so there's plenty of room to change. And also, I've always said, no matter if you've made from Sew Over It before, or if you've even made this dress before, measure yourself before you even begin, and look at the finish measurement guides as well, because there is an element of ease in this, so you want to know how it will fit. But say if you are sort of more around here, you can grade out.
I'm more around there.
Yes.
I'm more around there, I'm more around there, I'm more around there, and I'm certainly more around everywhere than I was about 18 months ago. What about you? It's good advice though, measure yourself before, because we do change shape, don't we?
Yeah, and you want to be comfortable in your clothing.
You do, you do.
You don't want to, like, this is the thing as well about dressmaking, no one is ever going to say, oh, what size is that? No one at all. The first thing somebody always says to me when they find out that I've made my outfit, they go, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's right, absolutely. And also, Adelle, I don't know about you, but I've yet to meet a human being alive who is one size.
Exactly.
Is anybody an 18 everywhere?
No.
Or, you know, so being able to make your own and make adaptations between different parts of the pattern is really useful. But this is it's a softly fitted dress, isn't it?
It is. There isn't sort of fitting around the waist. There's only fitting on the bust that you may have to adjust if you need to.
But like you say, adding a little belt around the waist just to not even cinch it, but just to create a little bit of extra shape to the silhouette.
Yeah.
Lovely idea. You're absolutely loving this pattern. You're going wild for it. It is a fabulous, fabulous pattern from Sew Over It. Lisa Comfort, of course, who is such a stylish, fashionable and clever designer. I've met Lisa many times at shows and events. I actually met her sister, funnily enough, Adelle. First, I was doing a book signing and got chatting to her sister at it, which was nice.
Yeah, and Sew Over It, they do lovely vlogs as well about their patterns. They were the first sort of sewing vloggers that I ever found as well. So it's nice actually to bring these to Sewing Street.
Yeah, Lisa's been doing this for a while, hasn't she? She really has honed her craft. And the patterns are beautiful quality. Now, £17 for a dressmaking pattern is, it's what I would term it's a luxury pattern. It is a luxury pattern, but you absolutely get what you pay for.
Oh, and I am a firm believer in reusing my patterns again and again and again. And nobody has ever picked up that I'm actually wearing the same dress, because different fabric gives a different style to it completely. Absolutely,
absolutely. Well, I mean, if you wanted to, you could even open up the neckline, couldn't you? There's no reason why you couldn't cut down into that neckline. And create facing and have more of a maybe little keyhole neckline or something like that.
Absolutely. So I've put my bust darts in.
Whoa, just go back a second. What was that you used there?
Oh, my ham. No, this isn't my ham, is it? This is my ham, the sleeve. I forget which one. So yeah, my ham.
Adelle and her ham.
I hadn't used these before, and then I was on a show and I was I found how great they were. And then my mother-in-law actually brought me them from the show. So they got delivered to me at home, and I love my ham.
Essentially, you know, if you've never done dressmaking before, get yourself a tailor's ham.
Yeah.
It's a padded ironing surface. So when you've created that 3D shape, that bust dart, say, for example, last thing you want to do is put it on a flat ironing board and try and iron it. You put it over the ham, it creates that shape, and then you press it in. You get a really good finish on your dart.
Yeah, and then you don't get that pointy or that creased end to your bust dart. So I've pressed my bust darts down. That's how it talks about in the instructions, and it gives the most flattering look. So we were talking earlier, weren't we, that there is no fastenings in this. There's only a keyhole with a little hook and an eye at the very top to put in. So the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to attach, I'll make sure I'm definitely going on the instructions, we're going to join our back two pieces together. Now
They come in two halves?
Yes,
Okay.
there is a notch that you sew from to come down, and that is where your opening will begin. So don't miss that point out, otherwise you're going to struggle to get it on and off.
Got you.
So-
Nice message from Sue saying, good morning, Stuart, Adele and team. I'm a bit late this morning. I had a grocery delivery. Love Adele's demos.
Oh, thank you ever so much.
That's nice from Sue, thank you. And I hope that you had lovely groceries that included something like some Belgian buns and some fresh tea. I'm hinting as hard as I can here.
Oh.
I'm a martyr to my stomach, Adele.
Oh, me too. Me too. I love food.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to sew down this back seam. Now it does talk in the instructions of how to finish your seams as well.
Okay.
And you do want to follow that because you want this garment to last in the wash.
Indeed.
So there are various ways. You can use pinking shears. If you've got just a normal sewing machine, you can do zigzag foot, or if you've got an overlocker, you can overlock these seams as well.
Yep.
And that was the first mistake I ever did. I never finished my seams on my very first top, and I put it in the wash and it all just unravelled.
Yeah, it goes a bit raggedy, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I was gutted because I was so proud of myself that I'd made this top, and then I couldn't wear it because it got all fraying.
Yeah.
So I'm just starting at that notch, and I'm going to do a back stitch here because this will be a stress point where we're going to open and close.
Got you.
And then it's 1.5 centimetres all the way down.
Is that 5/8
this
of
back
an
seam.
inch?
Oh, I'm afraid I am not a...
Aren't you modern, Adele? That's because you're young.
Oh,
I'm old school. I think it's 5/8 of an inch.
yeah, sorry, I don't know anything about inches. We were talking actually last night at home how we think of baby's weight as being pounds and ounces.
Very much.
But then I don't use pounds and ounces for anything else.
Don't you?
No.
Not for baking.
No, I use grams.
Oh,
So it's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then we use miles per hour,
we do.
but we measure in metres
Yeah.
at school. So,
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy old world
Well-
we live in.
so I'm just going to press this seam open.
Yep.
Now it's really important when you dressmake not to skip pressing. Pressing
is
is
that?
so important because we need to finish these seams so that when we go over and fit these to other pieces, they are at the correct size, but also it prevents our seams from getting caught. So please don't ever skip this stage. So we're going to
No,
press
that's a
it.
good point.
Yeah, and we're going
We
to press
often
it
do
open.
get so excited, don't we, about the making process and moving on to the next.
Yeah. But I always have my ironing board set up before I even begin to sew.
Yeah.
So it sits behind me and like I'm up, down, up, down, up, down when I'm sewing.
It's a workout, let's be honest. It's the only workout I have at the moment.
Oh! Well, we've just joined the gym, me and my husband, and every time we've been, we're like, oh, for the next couple of days.
No, it does hurt rather, doesn't it? It's what
Yeah.
puts me off.
So also, I'm pressing open the back opening seam as
okay, so
well.
right up to the top, even though that
Yeah.
top bit isn't joined.
Yeah, and
Same seam allowance.
Yep, and it also talks about nipping in here with some scissors. I've brought the scissors with me, there we go. by 1/2 centimetre so that you can fold this over again. So I'm just going to snip in, not all the way, only 1/2 centimetre.
Yeah.
So that I can then fold that in so that we don't have any open edges.
Oh, I see. Cool. I like that. So this is going to be the bit that forms the opening so we can get the dress on over our heads.
Yes.
Gotcha. And then there's just a hook and eye at the top.
Yeah, a hook and eye at the top, which just at the ends, just hand stitching that on.
That's a really nice, easy finish. See, this is why it's such a good project for an absolute beginner dressmaker, because there's one bit of shaping, which are the bust darts. They're easy to sew. The bit is getting in the right position, isn't it?
Yeah, but then that's why you take your time transferring all the markings from the actual pattern to your pieces. So what we're going to do now is join this pattern at the shoulders, okay? Now, if we're doing the sleeveless version, we have to be mindful here because the instructions may slightly change because the facing is different for the sleeveless because the facing also includes the facing around the armholes. So just be very careful when you're reading the instructions that you follow through which it is that you're doing. So we're going to join them here at the shoulders.
Just on screen at the moment, over on the left-hand side, we've got the details for the pattern. EFOV45, that's the 18 to 30, that's the larger sizes. And then on the right-hand side, the red dress is the 6 to 20.
So they've extended their sizes recently, actually, as well, which is fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think the thing is, you know, we all want our clothes to fit us as nicely as possible. And I think the high street and dressmaking patterns have been a little bit slow to catch up with wanting, you know, to be more inclusive. But what's really lovely now is that we've got all of those sizes, right, from the sort of 6 right up to a 30. And of course as well, if you're somewhere in between, or you're more of a 12 on the top and more of a 16 from the waist down, you can adapt, you can modify your patterns so that you get the fit that you enjoy and want. Or if you want a little bit more fullness in the dress around your hips, you can take the pattern out just a little bit. Use a slightly smaller seam allowance around the hip area, just so you get a nice fit. One thing I'd really recommend, actually, is making a toile, especially if you've got a pattern like the shift dress that you think, I'm going to make that so many times.
Yes.
Make a toile out of calico, get the fit just right, and then use that as your base.
Yeah. And I also have a stash of just cheaper fabrics in my stash that I don't mind making toiles with, so that if it works out, I've got a wearable dress, and then I can cut into my more sort of expensive or precious fabrics.
It's a great idea.
So I'm just going to do my side seams as well.
Just to hint everybody, if you all check out, the pattern's gone. Some of you will miss out. This has proved a really popular pattern, Adele.
Oh, good.
Ace. Lulu has asked, morning Adele, can you do this dress with a stretch type fabric too?
So if you're doing a stretch type fabric, you do have to be mindful with your sizing, because jersey garments have a negative ease quite often. So there's a different amount of sort of movement room. Also be very careful putting in a bust dart in jersey fabric. Now, if it was something that was quite heavy, like a French terry, then it would work easily. But if we're thinking more of a thinner jersey, just be very mindful on the fitting.
Right, so if you were using a very stretchy jersey, go for a smaller size.
Yep, and test
or
it
even
out.
2, yeah.
And if you did actually have a jersey fabric, you might not even need the opening at the back. You could.
No, that's true.
Yeah, you could actually do a neckband that goes all the way around.
Great.
So to put a neckband on, you'll just have a thin length, and then fold it over and then attach it around the neckline.
Yeah.
So it would look really nice actually in some nice French terry, really nice thick fabric.
So a stretchy fabric, but not too stretchy.
Yeah.
Just
It'd be
a
nice
little
with
bit of
jeans. Not
it
jeans,
would
in
be.
tights and boots.
It would be lovely. But also as well, you could wear I don't know, lengthwise, could you wear that over trousers if you liked, a longer,
Yep.
almost like a tunic style?
Yeah, so I put it on and it came to just above my knee.
Yeah.
So I'm about, well, here I am with inches. I'm about 170.
Yeah.
About 172 centimetres, but I'm probably, I think that
Clueless.
goes to
I don't know what that means.
5'7", I
Okay.
think. So it came just above my knee, but you could shorten it so that it becomes a tunic, or you could even lengthen it and have it sort of as a midi length.
Yeah, you could, couldn't you? And you could wear it over leggings. You could even
Yes.
put a side split either side on the dress. So in the same way that Adele's cut into the seam allowance and turned under at the neck, you could also do that down the side seams for maybe 4 or 5 inches and create a side split, couldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's,
I love a dressmaking hack.
I love taking one dress pattern and reusing it again and again in different ways.
Well, that's it. You take a really well done dressmaking pattern, don't you? Which
Yeah.
is what this is, and then you just add a little hack. Good morning, lovely people. Could I make this for winter in a heavyweight fabric? That's Bronwyn in Caerphilly. Great question.
Absolutely, it would look lovely in some corduroy,
Oh yes,
wouldn't it?
yes. Corduroy needle cord.
And then you could do the sleeveless version and have like a black polo neck underneath.
Oh, lovely.
That would look really
I
nice.
love that look.
I've actually made me think, oh, actually, I
Yeah.
might want to. So it's like more of a sophisticated pinafore, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I love that idea. Definitely. Could you do it in a velvet?
Yes. Just make sure that you definitely have the feel of the velvet going
Going
down
yeah.
rather than up.
Yeah.
Some denim.
Denim would
You
be
could do
awesome.
it in denim as well.
Chambray. We do lovely chambray on the website.
Yes.
We've also got, I know it's not heavyweight fabric, but we've also got a lovely linen, kind of like an acid washed linen, which is just beautiful.
Oh.
We had a message. What was that? Here it is. Hi Stuart, great to have you back again. Adele is one of my favourite demonstrators too. So clear in her instructions. Great show again. That's from Simone in Northumberland.
Thank you.
Oh, you are well loved, Adele, and rightly so.
Aw.
Hi, is it possible to make the neckline lower? I have a problem with wearing things high on my neck. I get that. Lovely to see you both. Keep up the good work, Julie in Nottinghamshire. Great.
Yeah. So I don't know whether you've got a photo of me wearing it. It doesn't come up too high.
Right.
There we are, look. Doesn't actually come up too high, but if you did want to, you could extend and open that neckline, but you just have to be mindful that the facing will have to be altered as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
just be very careful if you do want to. Because if you look at that little shell top there, that does look like it comes a little bit lower
Yes.
on Lisa. So
Yes.
it
I
could.
think you absolutely could adapt that neckline, couldn't you? And like I say, I would be inclined to put a, you know, like
I know what you mean, because we did
A
it with,
yeah.
I did it with the Last Liberty pattern that I was on the show
almost
with.
like a rectangular opening and across, just a facing. It's really easy to do. You just
Yeah.
fabric on the front, stitch down and around, cut down the middle, and then turn it all to the back.
Yeah,
Did I describe that well or better?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm just now making my facing. So what a facing is, because obviously this is a really great beginner dress pattern that you might not understand what a facing is. A facing finishes this neckline here. So you don't want to have a raw edge there, and also you don't want that folded over, because it wouldn't ask and it wouldn't look
No.
nice, it wouldn't look flattering.
It would start to crumple, wouldn't it, and roll
Yes.
forward.
So by having a facing, we're going to add stability here. Now with a cotton, I would say if it's a nice weight cotton, you won't need interfacing. But if you're going for a more looser cotton lawn or viscose, I would put interfacing on at this point.
Lightweight fusible?
Yes, absolutely. I've always got some in my stash at home, just for small pieces like this actually.
Yeah, it's a great staple to have in your stash. We often think of a stash containing fabric, but interfacings and
Yeah.
thread. Now, I just want to mention very quickly the thread that Adele is using is that wonderful Orifil Dressmaking Essentials that we mentioned right at the start of the hour. Now, this is a special collection from Jenny Smith. Here it is coming up. It's $32.99 and you get a pack of 10 spools. Now each of those spools contains 200 meters, I believe. I'm looking. I think it's 200 meters. It's 150 meters per spool. I've got 9 of the spools in here because Adelle's got one of them, which is a lovely, rich kind of...
It's like a mint green, but less minty.
Creamy green.
Yes.
Creamy green.
And also, green is a colour that I'd never worn before, about a couple of years ago, and now I love it.
Yeah.
I love green.
Yeah, yeah. And,
I've got
I mean,
green
the
on here
fabric
as
that
well.
you're wearing, I know, I'm loving that. Can't wait for the 11 o'clock hour to see all of the options there for the pussy bow blouse, again from Sew Over It. But you've got a lovely selection here, and this is a 12 weight. Yeah, is that right? 28 weight.
So it's really nice as well if you needed to do any top stitching.
Yes, 28.
That it would look beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be a heavier thread, so really nice for top stitching detail.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very, very versatile thread and a lovely selection of colours. Nice for the autumn actually. You've got those oranges and golds, some different blues there, grey, black, white, cream, and also that sort of creamy minty colour that Adelle's using. I'm desperate to say minty pig.
So I'm just popping in. I'm just popping in my facing. Now, at the end, we're not putting a button on here, we're putting a hook and eye.
Gotcha.
So that's going to go on at the very, very end.
We
So-
have hooks and eyes on the show.
Yep.
If you need one, again, brilliant staple for in your stash. I use sometimes hooks and eyes, perhaps if you haven't quite got a zip that goes right to the top of an opening. It's supposed to go right to the top, but it doesn't quite, and the top is flaring open a little bit. You can add a hook and an eye just to close that up and just create a neater finish. Size 3, $1.99. Pop them in your basket. They're a great
Yeah.
staple to have, really useful.
Yeah, they sit in. I have like a little sewing box that sits with all my little threads, and that sits on my sewing desk, and that's where I just keep mine.
Yeah.
So I'm just sewing those folds over on that top edge, and that's where having the right colour threads really does pay off, because you can't see that. there at
Lovely.
all.
So that's very neat. That's the back, isn't it? And there's the
Yes.
facing stitched on.
Yep, and now we're going to go round and do the facing all the way around the front, and then that gets pressed onto the inside.
Got you. And
So
we
it
should not be
creates-
alarmed that the edges are sticking over
No,
there.
not at all, because
meant
that is
to.
going to be folded over, and a bit of hand stitching, you won't even see it.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
So I didn't realise how garments are finished until I started sewing myself. And I don't know what you're like, but whenever I go in the shops now, I'm like inspecting them. And I'm like, how have
Yes.
they finished that? Oh, they've
Yes.
just folded it over.
Yes. I know. I think when you start dressmaking, you do start to become much more particular, don't you, about how things are made and interested in how things are
Yeah.
made. Well done to all of you that managed to nab the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift Dress in sizes 6 to 20. That has now sold out. That is now sold out. Now, do keep checking availability in case one bounces back. We do still have the Ultimate Shift Dress pattern in sizes 18 to 30. And remember, if you're on the borderline, great, go for the 18 to
Yeah.
30.
Because then you can grade down.
You can grade down a little bit, can't
It's
you?
much easier to grade down than to grade up.
Oh, interesting. So just like shave a little bit off the pattern.
Yeah,
all
and also you
round.
can take your seam in a little bit more at a
Yeah.
certain place. I always find whenever I've got to adjust the pattern, it's easier to take in than to take out,
Mm-hmm.
because when you take out, you're sort of disrupting that line. There we go. So I've
Yes.
just sewn all of the facing.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That didn't look hard.
No, and now I'm going to press.
Where were you when I needed you 9 years ago, Adele?
Oh, I
9
don't know if I
years-
could cope with the pressure. Not at all.
Don't you?
No. Although saying that, like, I suppose an hour at school, I can get a lot in an hour
Yeah.
at school. So I think...
I think you'd be very well placed. I mean, that was something I found that, you know, being a teacher as well, you're used to managing time
Yes.
very, very minutely, but also kind of automatically. You're constantly updating, aren't you? Looking at the clock.
I'm
and
always
thinking,
like this on my
Yeah.
watch and constantly like, right, I've got 10
Well, that didn't go
minutes
down
left.
very well, does it? Is it nearly time to go home? I'm kidding. That was just me.
Also, I use my watch quite a lot because I separate when the children are on an activity. I'm like, right, I'm setting my timer now. You've got 5 minutes to do this question. Off you go. And it helps them to plan the lesson as well.
It does.
So I am a
does.
stippler for time.
But remember, when you're dressmaking at home, there is nobody
Nope.
walking up and down with a clipboard or a camera watching your every move. You can take time. If you need to watch a little video of one of these processes, how to add a facing, how to sew on a hook and an eye. Lots of lovely support from Lisa, lots of vlogs that you can watch.
Yep.
But also loads of really good videos. Watch back past Sewing Streets. Watch this one back where Adelle has shown us how to make.
Yeah, my mother-in-law was actually making the last pattern that I was on doing. So she kept messaging me saying, like, what day was it that you did that pattern? Because I'm going to watch you. So she sat in bed, watched how I made the pattern, and then she went off and did her own.
Great, yeah. This is it. I mean, it makes all the difference when you've seen someone else do it, doesn't it?
So I'm just pressing it inwards.
Yep.
I'm just mindful of the time that we would normally understitch this.
What does that mean? Because that threw me completely. It was in the very first challenge on the bee, and we had to understitch the facing on a skirt, and I hadn't got a clue. That was one thing I just did not know what it was, so I top stitched it, made an absolute dog's dinner of it.
You got in trouble of it.
Got criticised.
So
and yes,
understitching, what we're going to do is we do a line. So let me get my seam open here, and then I can show you. So don't be alarmed, this is wanting to ruffle because this is a curve here. So that when it goes in will be flat.
Yeah.
But what I've got here is the seam pressed, and then I've got my facing over. So the seam is pressed onto the inside.
Yep.
What we're then going to do is a line of stitching along the facing, and I will catch that seam on it.
Got you.
By having that line of stitching there, when it folds over, my line of stitching will be on the inside. I will see nothing on the outside.
See, that's the difference between understitching and top stitching.
Yes.
The understitching isn't meant to show.
No.
I know that now.
You won't be
know
able to
that
see
now.
it whatsoever. So I want to talk about the
Thank you.
sleeve, because setting in the sleeve could frighten a few people, but you don't need to be frightened at all. So if you're new to dressmaking, notches on the sleeves again are very important. We have 2 notches for the back and 1 notch for the front. Now these will match up with the armhole itself, and then we've also got a notch at the top, which is going to match with your shoulder seam.
So 3 points to help us set that
Yes.
seam in. Incidentally, that gorgeous fabric that's been used for the dress in the background that Adelle made, that's the William Morris Granada in brambles.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Absolutely beautiful. There's only a few left. So be quick. There's very, very little stock left now. The 18 to 30 paper pattern, really limited now. So be quick. There are single figures. Adelle, everyone's loving this dress.
Oh, it is brilliant. And even if you are an experienced dressmaker, it's great to have patterns like this that sometimes you just want an easy sew. So
Well, and also it's the wearing in the end, isn't it? Very easy to wear. It's just very elegant, simple, nice little bit of shaping, but basically a very, very flattering dress.
Yeah, and you can wear it plain like that. I've also put like jackets on it to make it look more sort of casual, or you can even put black tights, heels, handbag. Ready for
I'm there.
Ready
I'm
for the
there.
night
Where shall we go?
out?
Where shall we go? It's lovely. That William Morris fabric really is gorgeous. £7.49 for a half metre. Brilliant. So soft, easy to work with as well, cotton.
Yes.
No stretch in it to, you know, throw you off. Very, very forgiving, very simple to sew.
Absolutely.
So those things. Got about 2 minutes left on
So
demo.
what we're going to do is I'm just going to talk about how we ease this curve in, because this curve won't fully fit into the armhole. So from this notch to this notch, I'm going to do not a gathering stitch, but a stitch that will just draw the fabric in. So a gathering stitch would normally be at my highest, but I'm going to go for about 4.5 just on the inside. And what I'll show you...
So it's a straight stitch,
yes,
a length of 4.5.
Yep, and I do it within the seam allowance.
So probably about like 1/8 of an inch or so in from the edge.
About
or
a centimetre.
About a centimetre, okay. About a centimetre.
So,
Oh, I can see it gathering up.
yes, so it does it naturally itself. So as you can see now, it's gathered it up very, very gently.
And you didn't change anything of the
No.
tension or
No.
just a long stitch?
Just a long stitch.
Wow.
And all you can all see already, that wants to make a 3D shape. Rather than having then to get a flat, it just helps draw it in.
Adele, do you teach at Hogwarts?
Why?
That's magic.
Oh, do you know what?
That's so clever.
Being a science teacher, I'm actually criticised in my department for being one of the only ones that doesn't watch Harry Potter. All the other science teachers just cannot believe it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because they think it's a documentary.
No, they love it, and they say I should love it, and I'm a bit like,
You're a bit, yeah. I love the books. The books I enjoy,
Oh.
but
I'm a bit more science fiction. You
Are
know,
you?
sort of like, have you ever read the book Time Traveller's Wife?
yes, I have.
Love that
Yes, I
book.
have.
Brilliant
Loved it.
book. Much better than the film, as it always is.
It always
isn't
are.
It
It
always
always are.
is.
The Colour Purple, I rest my case.
Yes.
If
So-
you've never read The Colour Purple, I urge you. It is one of the most beautiful books I've ever
Oh,
read.
I've
I'm
not
just
read
throwing that
that.
out there. Oh, it's lovely.
Oh,
It
I
is.
might have a look.
That's a book I read in a single sitting.
Really?
I wouldn't go to bed until I'd finished it.
Ah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So,
Now, so you've done the side seam,
Yes.
back to regular stitch length.
yep,
Don't forget,
side
will you?
seam, back to regular stitch. I've now turned the dress inside out. You can't quite see this on screen, but the sleeve is the right way out.
Okay.
So it looks quite similar here, but in real life I can see the difference. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post my sleeve through.
There it goes.
Okay. And there are four anchor points I'm going to pin first at. So I'm going to find my underarm seam,
Yep.
and I'm going to put one there. I'm then going to find my top shoulder seam.
And you've got a little notch there as well, haven't you,
Yes.
on the sleeve?
Yep, and I'm going to pin there. And then, as we said before, I've got one for the front.
Yep.
Pin that there. And two for the back.
You see, this is where Adele said right at the start, make sure you transfer your notches carefully because
Yes.
it makes the process so much easier. Adele, I'm going to let you carry on with that while I
Yep.
just do a little roundup of the fabrics. I got into so much trouble with Anne on the sewing bee for calling those arms instead of sleeves. Every time I called them arms, she frowned at me, quite rightly, quite rightly. So just a little roundup of the fabrics that we've got on option. We've got the bandanas forever. Bandanas forever, love this. And as Adele said, wouldn't that make a great tunic top version of the ultimate shift dress? This isn't just a dress pattern, it's a tunic top as well. Love that, a mixture of white, a soft dusty pink and red with this bandana style fabric. Absolutely lush, would look great with denim. Now then, what about black robins? You heard it right. You heard it right. Black robins. This is a Riley Blake, lovely cotton fabric. £7.49 for the half metre. Lovely fun mix of lilacs and corally pinks and gold, a little bit of green in there. Nice fun print that's the Riley Blake. Next up we have got, this is a Moda, beautiful, beautiful quality fabric this, in a lovely sort of eau de Nil colours. Green and white rose budding fabric. It's called Sanctuary, which is lovely and it is very calming and restful. Again, £7.49 for the half metre. Remember, for the largest size of the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift Dress, you'll need 3 meters. Then I think probably the favourite in the hour has been the William Morris. There's Adelle's beautiful finished dress. And Adelle, I think you said that's a size up for you, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a size 12 to fit the mannequins here. But I don't think it's too over. I think just the shoulder, I would probably bring in a little bit more.
Bring in a tiny bit. But again, if you were making this to wear like a heavier weight version, we had a question, didn't we, earlier, I think it was from Anne, about making it in heavier weight fabric. If you were going to layer it and wear it over, you know, something like a polo neck, then you might want to make a size up anyway.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's the William Morris version, Bramble, I think it's called, isn't it? Then, the most gorgeous fabric that Adelle's using for her demo. This is in contention for the top spot as well. Very lovely. White floral on meadow cotton poplin. £21.99 for... Oh, no, sorry, we're sold out. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. It's always the way though, isn't it? When you see something being made out of the fabric, you see how lovely it is. It is really pretty. Bit more autumnal, this one. Lovely and warm autumnal. Lovely deep claret shades, this. This is Rose and Hubble. Very pretty. This again is one I think would work so well with kind of woolly tights and a bit of a polo neck going on underneath. It is a cotton fabric, but I just think it's got a lovely cozy look to it. Oh, that's sold out too. Oh, there's going to be a lot of happy dressmakers when this arrives. Do please send us pictures of your finished makes, won't you? Because we love seeing them, don't we, Adelle?
Oh, yes, because on the Sewing Street fans page, people tag me in quite often, and it is lovely.
Yeah. The black sold out as well. Really, really popular. Adelle, amazing work, thank you. Is that sleeve gone in?
Yeah, the sleeve is in. So it's got a slight sort of ruffle gather there, but then that makes it sit nicely.
Perfect.
But there's our sleeve, and during the next hour I'll get the rest of it done. There we go.
Yep. Fab. Excellent. Oh, it's lovely. And I just think, you know, what you've shown us today shows the simplicity of making this pattern and also how approachable it is. So if you don't have loads of time and you still want to do some dressmaking, the Ultimate Shift Dress is a great pattern for you. We've only got it in the size 18 to 30 now. So, but do keep checking availability in case one bounces back. We'll try and get it back in stock. No, we've sold out of all patterns now. I'm really sorry. Gosh, well, a very, very wonderful hour, Adelle.
Yes, and I'm bringing more Sew Over It patterns as well.
You are. That adorable pussy bow blouse that Adelle is wearing, which I think is super cute. What's that made out of?
So this is a
Adelle?
viscose. It's just lovely, but it's not a thin viscose. It's got a nice weight to it. There I am, look.
Look at you. You better work it, girl. Gorgeous.
But yeah, I love it.
It's really cool. Great pattern. That's coming up at 11 with Adelle Rowland, don't forget, who is just a wonderful guest. I've so enjoyed the last hour with you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Pleasure. We'll have you back at 11 o'clock, in fact.
Yep.
Don't go anywhere. All right, you can go to the kitchen and make yourself a cup of tea. I don't mind that, but you must come straight back. Don't forget that we've got the early bird hour coming up. It is past early birds, revisited. We've kept the early bird price. So if you missed out or you got it and you want another, come back at 10 o'clock. I'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
In need of a crafting fix? There are so many ways you can watch Sewing Street and Yarn Lane. Sewing Street is live from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. every day on Freeview 72 and Sky 670. Alternatively, if you want to watch us on a tablet or on the move, you can tune in on our YouTube channel, the Sewing Street app, or the websites at www.sewingstreet.com and www.yarnlane.com. You can watch past shows on Sky 670 from 1 p.m. every day, as well as our YouTube channel, the app, and our website. Yarn Lane is on from 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Visit our programme guide to find out when and what's on. So you never have to spend a minute without us.
Keep up to date with what's on Sewing Street and Yarn Lane, as well as all the latest news and special offers by signing up to our email newsletters. For Sewing Street, head on over to www.sewingstreet.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and you're done. It's exactly the same for Yarn Lane. Head on over to www.yarnlane.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, type in your email address, click the envelope, and that's it. You are now subscribed to both Sewing Street's and Yarn Lane's email newsletters, so you'll never miss out on the latest news and special offers ever again.
Hi, I'm Wendy Orlando and I'm a craft blogger. You can find me over at thecraftyco.com, and if you do head on over and have a peep, you will see that I'm a tutorial blogger. I do all kinds of crafts, but my passions are crochet, knitting and sewing, which I've done for over 45 years. In that time, I've made lots of mistakes, but I have learnt lots of tricks and top tips that I can't wait to share. What I'd like to bring to the Sewing Street table is to show that you don't need to have gone to university or have a degree in design to be able to sew. You just need passion, a bit of courage to take the first steps, and a whole lot of patience. Oh, and an unpicker. You will need an unpicker. I do hope that you will follow me as I take my Sewing Street journey, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon.
If you're a Sewing Street or Yarn Lane customer, no matter how many times you check out in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. So don't wait to add the item you want to your basket and check out. You will only pay one P&P even if you check out multiple times in one day. If you'd like to get in touch with us during our live show and send in any messages or any questions, then you can do it on studio@sewingstreet.com. Alternatively, you can message us on our official Facebook page.
Sewing Street have our very own app. You can now watch and shop from anywhere. Simply download the app from your app store onto your smartphone or tablet, then log in or create an account, and you're done. You can watch us live from anywhere, browse all our recently played items and pre-orders so you never miss out on any show deals, and message the studio to say hello at any time. And remember, you can check out as many times as you want and only pay one P&P all day.
Hi, good morning, how are you? How is your Saturday going? We're having a stonking morning here on Sewing Street. We're having so much fun. We've just had a fantastic hour with Adelle Rowland and the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift Dress pattern. And we're going to have a fantastic hour coming up. We've got a roundup of early bird specials, loads and loads of brilliant products, fabrics, tools, you name it, that have been past early bird specials that we've brought back for one last go, and still kept that early bird price. So stick around. But before we get to that, I've got the Elna 664 overlocker. Now, we've just been doing an hour of dressmaking, and Adele was using the sewing machine to make it. But I think for every dressmaker and home decor sewer, having an overlocker is kind of the ultimate aim. Overlockers are a fantastic way of dressmaking and doing home decor with the most professional finish. Essentially what an overlocker does is it creates a sewn and neatened edge to your projects in one action. You're sewing, you're cutting the edge of the fabric off as you go. There is a blade in here which cuts the edge of the fabric off, and then the whole of the edge of the fabric is overlocked or overstitched with the threads to create a really, really fantastic professional finish. Now, your Elna 664 is going to be able to sew through cotton fabrics like the ones we had in the last hour, really fine fabrics like crepe. It's also going to be fantastic for stretch fabrics as well, so things like jersey and terry, anything like that at all. Your 664 from Elna is going to manage that absolutely beautifully. Now, you can see as well, one of the questions I get asked all the time about overlockers is, what are they like for threading? Color coded, which is going to make it super helpful and easier to thread, all color coded. And you've also got, sorry, wait a minute, let me just show you here. So you've also got a self-threading lower thread. Hang on, don't know where the little lever, oh wait a minute, there we go, there we go. So just to show you inside, let me pop it open, there we go. So you can see down there full instructions on how to thread. It is easy threading. And you know, one of the things I would really recommend when you get your overlocker home, even if you're more experienced, but especially if you're a beginner, is to practice threading. Actually, the same goes if you're buying a new sewing machine. Practice winding bobbins, practice threading your sewing machine as well, so that when you come to sew, you can just jump straight in and get it threaded up. I know a commonly offered tip for overlockers is, once you've got it threaded up once, tie your new threads to the old threads and then pull them through. However, the downside to that is you never get comfortable with threading your overlocker. Whereas I want you to be so confident that you could almost do it with your eyes shut. And that comes from rethreading it many, many times. So I would actually, that would be my recommendation. But it's a marvellous price, £279. You are saving £10 there. And we did get special permission to keep that on and show it you today. You can get split pays, 3 of them. That's just £93. So for less than £100, you can get the Elna 664 home and really move your dressmaking and your home deck on to professional standards. Absolutely fab. Really great machine that, and a really affordable price. Easy threading, and you can use 3 and 4 threads. So great for fine fabrics, great for heavier weight fabrics. You've got an instant rolled hem device there, so for doing fine rolled hems. Self-threading lower looper, maximum speed of 1300 revolutions per minute. Colour-coded threading routes makes it so much easier. A cutting blade, adjustable foot pressure, snap-on presser feet, a telescopic thread antenna system, electronic foot control, exclusive Elna accessory box, and a dust cover. Stitch-wise, you can use 4 threads or 3 threads. You've got a safety 4 thread, so that's great for stretch fabrics. A stretch knit, gathering stitch, 3 thread wide, an overlock with 3 threads, narrow hem, a rolled hem, and a flat lock. So Whether you want to sew your own t-shirts, swimwear, activewear, yoga pants, if you want to do home decor, if you want to do dressmaking using cotton, silks, rayons, your Elna 664 overlocker is the perfect addition to your sewing room. It's on a special price, £279, and 3 split pays of £93. So all paid off by Christmas. Less than £100 to get this home. So that's your Elna. Now, we've got a wonderful morning of early birds. Okay, so we brought them back to give you one last chance at them. We've got a fantastic selection. Let's go have a little look at the web. There it is. Now, our bestseller today now has been taken over. It's the Sew Over It Ultimate Shift Dress, which has now sold out. Oh, no, some have come back into stock. So if you didn't manage to get that pattern, quickly jump on, see if you can bag the size you need. And then today's show deals we've got, look, there they are. We've got lots of dressmaking tools. We've got some fabric bundles still available. And some of the Halloween makes too. Now you can pre-order as well for things coming up in this show and later. Lots of dressmaking tools there. Oh, what's happened there? Come back. There we go. What are they? We've got fabrics, we've got, oh, they're nice, pattern weights, magnets. Oh, I like the silicone iron rests, that's terrific. Now the ultimate fat quarter special, my goodness me, 67 fat quarters in all different solid shades. Amazing, you're saving £16.92 and getting this for £99.99. That is absolutely incredible value. English paper piecing hexagons there. We've got professional dressmaking shears. We've got some lovely fabrics. We've got a wool mix felt strip bundle. That's great if you like doing a little bit of crafting with felt, toy making. Very, very useful that. So have a little look at that too. Now also lots and lots of hand sewing needles there. Really useful to have a range of different sizes and different applications. You know, you never know when you're going to need, I don't know, an embroidery needle to do a little bit of detailing on, say, a soft toy. So that's when it's really useful to have a good range of sewing needles. Now I'm having great fun here because when these fat quarters arrived, they were just in a big assortment, which I'm afraid rather offended me. That they weren't in rainbow order. So I've spent the last goodness knows how long rearranging them into a more pleasing arrangement. But I think this then shows you what you're getting for £99.99, which, goodness gracious me, is a lot. This is incredible. Oh, this is me in fabric. Oh my goodness, look, there's all these under here that I've missed. Oh my goodness, wow. I just love this. Yeah, my favourite colour is rainbow. I think I've established that. But look, isn't this wonderful? All these different beautiful, where's this one going to go? Goodness me, I don't know. Yes, I'm going to put it there just because. So a few more neutrals in here. They really ought to go up here, I think. This is amazing. It's already in people's baskets. Now, this is your last chance. This is your last time you'll see this bundle at this price, £99.99. After that, you'll just be able to buy individual fat quarters. I think this is a wonderful, wonderful present to yourself to fill your stash with all of these different beautiful solids. And I'm going to pop that one there. It's like the Krypton factory, isn't it? I'm done. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. That was like treasure hunt, wasn't it? I'm wearing a shell suit under this outfit and I've got a big battery pack. Wow, that's amazing. I think when you see it like that, you realise just what you're getting. You can have that on 2 split pays as well, $49.99. To get that home, that is the ultimate rainbow coloured fat quarter mega bundle. 67 fat quarters. Absolutely unbelievable value. That really every colour you could think of in fat quarter form. Beautiful, beautiful shades there. So whether you like modern brights, whether you like more muted country colours, you might like Civil War reproductions or ditzy prints, florals, you're going to be able to pick matching solids for any fabric that you've got really. Love that there's a great selection of greens, a beautiful selections of blues. Lots of these in baskets. Don't forget, there's no reason not to check out. You're not going to end up paying another P&P later on if you spot something else that you'd like to buy. So once it's in your basket, check it out and then relax and enjoy the rest of the show. That's our ultimate rainbow colour fat quarter mega bundle, 67 100% cotton fat quarters. And remember, a fat quarter is approximately 18 inches by 21 inches. I'll just open this one out so you can see. That's the sort of size we're getting, and you're getting 67 of those. Incredible, incredible. Just pop it in the boot of my car, please. That would go well in anybody's stash. I'll be patted down before I leave the studio, won't I? Just to make sure I haven't got it tucked under my sweater. If I look bigger when I leave, you'll know why. So that's our fat quarter bundle. I'm not moving this. No, I'll have to move this now. Oh my goodness, that's making me a bit sad after all that hard work. Honestly. There'll be complaints, mostly from me. Morning to everyone that's joining us, by the way. Thank you for spending your Saturday morning in this way. Look at that, though. Happy Christmas. Merry birthday. Look, it's like a big rainbow-coloured fabric baby. 50 years ago, a baby was born. It was rainbow-coloured and they called him Stuart. Right then, I should pop that over there, unceremoniously dumped. Now, another bit of a top tip that I've got for you this morning to take advantage of are our Moda scrap bags. Now, these are always hugely popular when we have them, but we did do them once as an early bird special. And this is our early bird hour. So we've got them back on at that early bird price, $14.99. You're getting 227 grams of Moda fabric. Now, I actually bought this range of fabric in a quilt shop and I paid an absolute small fortune for it because a friend of mine has just had a baby Rowan, who is so cute. And I bought this range because I'm making baby Rowan a little quilt, baby quilt. But here it is, look, in a scrap bag form. So Moda scrap bags are wonderfully usable. They're mostly 2.5 inch or so wide strips. Lots of them have the selvage on, so you're not going to get a full 2.5 inch strip out of that, but you are certainly going to get a good kind of 1 3/4 to 2 inch finished strip, or 2 inch finished. 2 inch strip rather, cut strip out of that. So and they tend to be from one range, but not exclusively. You might have some others mixed in as well, but you can see this one features a whole range of dumper trucks and emergency vehicles, aeroplanes, some JCBs. It's just brilliant fun, this, isn't it? And what's wonderful about the scrap bags is you've no idea what you're getting until it arrives, but what you will know is, you can be certain of, it's Moda fabrics. It's beautiful, top quality fabric, top quality designers. And it's really fun then to say, what am I going to do with this? How am I going to use this range? This is absolutely lovely. Can I just have this one, please? It's absolutely, oh, I love that. Oh, I love that too. Oh, I love it all. I love it all. Look at these. A shirt. Yes, please. Hello. Another shirt. No, I probably wouldn't actually. But really lovely. Absolutely great. And greens as well. That's your Moda scrap bag. So you're getting 227 grams. It's sold by weight. Yours won't be exactly this one, of course. You'll get something different. Could be something more repro. It could be something fun. It could be just, it's going to be a surprise, isn't it? Lots of you adding multiples of these because you know what great value they offer. And they are fantastic value. You get so much fabric in there. Don't forget as well, we've got that overlocker on the show, the Elna 664, a wonderful addition to your sewing room. If you've got into dressmaking, in particular, I think, and you're making things like jersey, cotton, velvets, corduroys, denims, and you want to create a really fantastic professional finish. And it is really about that inside finish. No fraying edges, no loose threads, just beautiful professional cut and overlocked edges to all your makes. Then having an overlocker is the absolute ultimate goal. Great price, £279. So your Moda fabric bundle is on screen now. It's the design roll lucky dip bag, 227 grabs. Don't know what you're going to get, but I know you're going to get beautiful Moda fabric. You're going to love it. And so many of you are multi-buying this one. 2s and 3s in baskets. Don't forget to check out though, folks, because if you don't, somebody can come along and take the last one out of your basket. And remember, I said earlier on, today's all going to be about treats and no tricks, despite the Halloween theme of the first hour. Now, let's go next to let's go Wonder Clips. Let's go Wonder Clips. Now, Clover Wonder Clips are a really super product. Really super product. I discovered these a few years ago for things like holding binding in place when I'm quilt making. You're getting 50 of these. This is the standard size Wonder Clip, and you're getting 50 of them. Brilliant for holding your binding in place when you're hand sewing or machine sewing. Take them out as you get to them. What a lot of people don't realise actually is that on the underside, the sort of clear plastic side of your Wonder Clips, you've actually got markings for different size seam allowances. So if you use these for something like dressmaking or home decor, depending on how you clip them, you can actually set your seam allowance as well. So you can follow that as a guide. They're absolutely brilliant for bag making as well, or when you're trying to sew things together that are very thick layers. So it's almost impossible, is impossible, to get a pin through very thick layers. Wonder Clips, pop them on. They're really quick to put on, really quick to take off. Just speeds up your sewing a little bit and makes it much easier. So a great buy, and the kind of thing that you can never really have too many of. That's the Clover Wonder Clips. Now let's do some fabrics. Now this is lovely. Now this is first time out, I think. I don't think we've seen this before, so it is an early bird. It's been picked for an early bird. It's a brand new one. This is lovely. La partie, le scent, la soirée. This sounds like my life in fabric form. La mademoiselle, le sparkle, le sparkle. Is there le flirt? Le scent, le vintage, la soirée. Gorgeous. Soiree is like an evening, isn't it? A soiree, like a party, like an evening party, a soiree. Elliot, have you never been invited to a soiree? Our producer, Elliot, doesn't really go out. He just stays in his broom cupboard here so that he can always be called upon to do anything and everything, as indeed he is today. Elliot's our producer today. He's doing a wonderful job. Beautiful red this. You're getting 1.5 meters of this fabric for £12.47. Now, 1.5 meters, brilliant amount of fabric there if you wanted to use it maybe for a top. That would be fun. You could also use it for bag making or backing a quilt. This would be absolutely super. This would go very nicely with that Moda. You could use it on the back. The red fits in beautifully. If you wanted to teach the baby some words in French. Can you imagine a 2-year-old running around saying, La soirée, l'élégance, le flirt. But take that baby quilt away. Okay, that's that one there. Have a lovely message coming up now. There it is. Stuart, I just received your book, Bags for Life, for my 28th wedding anniversary. Oh, happy anniversary. Very happy. Lovely book from lovely husband. Oh, well, happy anniversary to you both. Do please send a picture in of something you make, the first thing you make, and a very happy anniversary to you both. Thank you. That's really nice. Now, this is lovely. Is this Chalice? Yeah. Very pretty. Oh, that's lovely. So this is by the half metre. So can we buy multiples of this? And it will come in one continuous piece. Oh, that's lovely. Now, this would be really nice for the pussy bow blouse that we've got coming up in the next hour. You saw, perhaps if you tuned in earlier on, there's Adele wearing her version. Imagine that in blush pink Chalice. It is, oh, that's really soft, really drapey. It's lovely. Yeah, yours will probably be creased as well, but you give it a little press and it'll be good as new. You're saving £3 per half metre. That's fantastic, isn't it? If you buy 2.5 metres of that, that adds up. So that's our Chalice in blush pink. Now then, we've also got, this is a cotton fabric in a lovely bright blue. I'll just grab it out of the bag. Is that right, £1? £1 for a fat quarter? Wow. In Sky, that's fab. £1 for a fat quarter. Very good value. Very good value indeed. Now, I'm assuming that this, as this is a fat quarter, this is going to come cut. It's going to come as a cut piece. You're loving this? Can't really say no to that, can you? That's absolutely lovely. Brilliant, of course, for patchwork and quilting. Great for bag making. You could also use this for things like backing cushions, putting borders on cushions, or indeed the cushion itself. Lovely, great colour, and just £1 for a fat quarter. My goodness me, multi-buy. I would multi-buy that. That's amazing. Really good. I think maybe Elliot's made his first mistake of the day. No, I think it was meant to be £1. That's terrific. Really good. Let's do, this is lovely. You're going to like this. Oh, ooh, oh. This is gorgeous fabric. Wait there. Wait there. No, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to magic it back up. Come on, Elliot. Come on. You are going to love it when it comes up. There it is. There it is. It's the early bird special. It's the Coleman bouquet in gold Marley Care lawn fabric. It is, the thing is, I was thrown by how beautifully silky and drapey this is. It is so beautiful. And again, this would be completely wonderful either for the shift dress that we had in the last hour. I'm back, or for the pussy bow blouse. This is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. I'm going to turn it around the right way up. It is really dramatic. It's a gorgeous autumn palette, deep charcoal background, and then these gorgeous golds, absolutely beautiful. And then just a little bit of this deep pink. Now this deep pink, actually, this is orchid flower. An orchid flower is, I think, set to be the colour of the year for 2021. It's my prediction, certainly, and it's a hot favourite. A beautiful, beautiful fabric, that. £4.99 per half metre is a bargain. You're saving £2 per half metre. That is lovely. And as you saw, so silky and so flowy that it just flew out of my hands. It's flying into your baskets too. It's like I just threw it across the studio at you. I nearly lost it again then. That's smashing though. Wow. You know, I remember like 20 years ago people saying to me, I would do more dressmaking if there were more lovely fabrics. It's just so hard to find lovely fabrics. We got there. We got there in the end. Now then, next up, let's look at Tropical Bird Party. This is like a heavy canvas. This is home decor weight. This is bag making weight. This is lush. Look at that. That's terrific. That is terrific. Look at that. It's really like a tropical paradise, isn't it? Of gorgeous leaves and all those different birds, cockatoo, parrots, budgerigars, and other assorted. I'm not quite sure of some of the others. This one here is a parrot, I think, or parakeet maybe. I think that's a parakeet, yeah? Or a lovebird. I always wanted lovebirds when I was a child. I got a budgerigar instead, but I loved my budgie, yeah. Amazing. I've been to Australia lots of times and it's amazing to see things like budgerigars and cockatoos in a whole big, I was going to say swarm, what would you call them? A big flock maybe? A flock of cockatoos? But amazing, absolutely amazing. Look up into a tree and it's completely full of exotic birds. And they're just flapping around like sparrows in Australia. This is absolutely lovely. This would be great if you wanted to do a bit of a makeover in advance of next spring, summer. Garden furniture, some nice new tie-on cushions. Or what about something like to jazz up your conservatory? Yeah, these would be absolutely lovely to make some cushion covers. Maybe some tie-on seat pads for chairs, maybe even a table runner or placemats if you dine in the conservatory. Just extend summer a little bit. It doesn't have to be autumn. It doesn't have to be winter yet, does it? You can still be a bit tropical. It's a really lovely weight, this too. It's like a kind of more of a canvassy weight, more of a medium weight home decor. So a really nice sort of heavier weight fabric than you might think. A bit heavier than a normal cotton. Great price too. Now then, we're going to go to a lovely panel next, which I'm looking for and I cannot see. Ah, there it is. It's under my iPad. Now I know I'm already going to like this because I can see a unicorn on it. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, I love it. I love it, I love it. So we've got this lovely big oval wreath of flowers with the unicorn in the centre. That would be ace for the front of a big bag. It would be lovely made up into a cushion. You could actually make an oval cushion, bobble trim around the outside, obviously. You could add some beading to the flowers. Little beads in the centres of the flowers would be absolutely amazing. A little bit of gold thread perhaps stitched into the horn of the unicorn as well would be lovely. Oh, it's beautiful. And then you've got that lovely little sort of floral border top and bottom. They would be very nice if you were going to make this into a cushion. You could use that to make the envelope back. And then you'd have a bit of something something on the back as well. And I'm all for a bit of something something on the back. Really lovely. And look at the price, £8.99. That's absolutely splendid. Jumping into baskets. Gorgeous. We have a question. Hi Stuart, is the Marlow lawn suitable for the pussy bow blouse? Love, Rachel. Now the Marlow lawn, that was the charcoal grey? We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Elliot needs to mull. Rachel, Elliot needs to mull, but we'll come back. We'll answer that in a sec. Okay, what next? What next? Let's go. Well, I think this is rather wonderful, and I know lots of you have got these, but what a brilliant thing to have or to give as a gift. It's the Quilted Bear silicone iron rest. £3.99. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant value. So silicone iron rest. So this is going to be next to your sewing machine or next to your iron so that you can pop your iron down on it. Extremely good value, an ideal size for both my irons. I suspect, Shani from North Yorkshire, that was at the full price, because at £9.99 that would be extremely good value, but at £3.99 that's a giveaway almost, isn't it? That's absolutely brilliant. And yeah, you'd get the largest iron on that, but you'd also get your mini iron on there too. Or indeed, if you do any other sort of, you know, if you've got any other hot tools, like your Clover mini iron, something like that, you could rest that on there too. Also really good to have these for like when you're packing up at the end of class and you've forgotten to turn your iron off and you need to sort of pop it down flat somewhere, just pop it on there as well. £3.99 is a brilliant price. Very good for your Secret Santa as well at Quilt Club. Ace, love that. Now, we talk about friction pens ever such a lot here on Sewing Street. We're always using friction pens to mark templates, the position of features on a toy, even marking things like notches and openings when you're doing dressmaking. This is a set of 5 friction pens, £15.96. So just a fraction over £3 each. Lovely colours, more pens to add to my collection. Katie in West Yorkshire. It's the Yorkshire Massive today, isn't it? Everyone from Yorkshire's watching. Absolutely lovely. So you've got 5 different colours there. It's going to show up on all sorts of different fabrics. And remember, just a touch of an iron and those marks disappear. Really good for marking things. You can use that for marking quilting as well, but do always test those pens out on any fabric you're using, but especially if it's somewhere that's going to show, make sure that they do disappear completely. Now then, dressmaking shears. These are Soft and Sharp from Janome. We know Janome, don't we, really well. Fantastic brand for sewing machines. They make some great accessories too. And these are dressmaking shears. Absolutely beautiful, these. Really, really great pair of scissors. Great scissors, nice and comfortable. That's Michelle in Suffolk. £19.99, brilliant price this. They're a 9-inch blade. You're saving £5. And a really good pair of dressmaking shears is going to make such a difference when you're cutting out, particularly your dressmaking fabrics. Really whiz round, get a nice smooth finish when you're cutting out. Great pair of scissors those, and again very giftable, nice present that for somebody who's getting into dressmaking, or indeed someone who's really experienced. I don't think it ever hurts to have an extra pair of scissors, does it? Maybe you have a workshop set of tools and your home set of tools for your sewing room. I do that. I've got about 5 different rotary cutters. Now, don't forget you can pre-order on the web if you want to get ahead. You've also got the phone line, dedicated UK phone line that you can ring to place your orders. Don't forget to check out, we've had loads of sellouts today, loads of sellouts. And, you know, I don't want you to miss out on any of these amazing buys this morning. I'm in our early bird roundup. Where should we go next? Let's go with buttons. Buttons. Now this is a set of 4 jars of buttons. £9.98. That's fab. You're getting a wonderful selection of greens, pinks, purples and reds. Now the reds, I use these a lot for crafting. So for example, I've done a couple of Dresden plate wreath wall hangings. So we know Dresden plate, don't we, patchworking. Use greens, all sorts of assorted different greens, make your blades, stitch them to a background, and then add on some red berries, and suddenly it's a holly wreath with berries on, and add a bow, it's a Christmas wreath. These are also absolutely brilliant if you do things like doll making and you want some buttons just to dress up. Now these are all half price. They're half price. So you're getting 2 of them for free. You're only paying for 2. So £9.98 would be the price for 2, but you're getting 4 jars for the price of 2. Amazing value. You've got hundreds and hundreds of buttons in there. Absolutely brilliant. Great stash builder, all sorts of different sizes. I've got loads of jars of buttons in my sewing room. They're so useful to have. Really nice for adding little embellishments on quilts, on dolls, teddy bears, wall hangings. Very useful, and also of course really good for dressmaking too, or if you're making a bag and you just need one really big red button, there it is, right there, there's your button, rather than having to take a trip out to the haberdashery store. Another nice message, this is from Crafter in Northumberland, an impulse buy, but who wouldn't want jars of buttons? I couldn't agree more. They're a brilliant staple, great to have in your stash. Okay, next up, what about the Aurifil medley? Now I'll get this open. Oh, lovely. This is really nice. I'm going to have to open it, of course. Gorgeous set of threads here. You're getting 2, 4, 6, 7. Excuse me, 7 reels of thread. Ooh, lovely assortment actually. Lovely assortment there of different threads. You've got some heavyweight ones and some finer weight too, but a variegated black and white there. You've got a gorgeous deep hollyberry red. Nice bit of green there as well. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful colours there. Really stunning. That's your Aurifil medley collection, pack of 7 small spools, $19.99. That is fab. I got to jump to our ultimate fat quarter bundle. Rainbow colours, 67 fat quarters here. Remember, my favourite colour is rainbow. Rainbow. There it is. Favourite colour, rainbow. This is amazing. What a stash builder. Absolutely beautiful. You've got all your neutrals, creams, greys, browns, black, deep charcoal, and then you've got the most wonderful array of rainbow colours. All these different shades of blues into teals, greens, leaf green too, greys, whites and brown, and then all these absolutely delicious kind of rose petal, berry, sherbet candy, sweet pea, wisteria. I mean, there's so many lovely colours. Deep eggplant there as well. If you've ever wanted to build your stash with the ultimate collection of solids, I think this is a great opportunity. £99.99 for 67 fat quarters. That is absolutely incredible. I'd love somebody with a calculator, I can't do this in my head, to work out how much you're paying per fat quarter, because 67 fat quarters for £99.99 is absolutely incredible. £1.49 per fat quarter. That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you, Emma. Director Emma has done the working out, and Robin, who's joining us today. Lovely Robin. He can do calculators. We'll keep him. You can stay, Robin. That's amazing. Absolutely brilliant. Lots of you have gone for this. It's a really super bundle. Fantastic selection, but you didn't put the code on each colour. This is going to make replacement of each one very difficult, but oh, so strokeable. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Absolutely beautiful. That's from Crafter in Greater Manchester. Really beautiful. Service is fantastic and quality is very good, from Michelle on the Isle of Man. Thanks, Michelle. We do our best. Really beautiful. Perfect colours. Fantastic quality, from Gwyneth in Dumfries and Galloway. And another fantastic array of colours in such good quality, beautiful fabric, a wonderful offer. That's from Sarah in Essex. Now, you might have bought this as the early bird in the last few weeks and want another little crack at the old whip. I wouldn't blame you. Get another set. £99.99, £1.49 per fat quarter is just the most incredible price. And I think as well, just the opportunity to get the whole collection cut into fat quarters is just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic value. Now, once you've got your fabric, of course, you'll want something to sew the fabric together again. And whether you like doing dressmaking, whether you like doing home decor, even whether you like quilting, an overlocker, it's the 664 from Elna, the overlocker. Now, I get lots of questions about overlockers. Is this suitable for stretch fabrics, jersey fabrics, and so on? Absolutely. You have got overlocking stitches built in that are suitable for jersey fabrics, t-shirt fabrics, things like lycra as well, or spandex. So if you're making things like activewear, yoga pants or yoga tops, workout gear, swimwear, underwear, absolutely you can make that on your 664 Elna. Also, if you're doing dressmaking, so for example, you're making things like cotton dresses, you want to make a silk blouse with a rolled hem, you can do it, absolutely. £279 is a fantastic price. Now, lots and lots of sewing machines, basic sewing machines, are more than £279. Don't forget, many dressmakers use their overlocker to construct and neaten in one action. So you can absolutely do that. You can do dressmaking with your overlocker, start to finish. Absolutely cracking deal, that. £93, 3 split pays. Now then, don't forget, if you want to get in touch with the studio, we love to hear your messages. We also loved getting your photographs of your spooky and scary makes earlier on. So please get in touch with us. studio@sewingstreet.com. It's easy, just send in a message. Or of course, don't forget as well, if you're watching online, you can send a message there too. Now then, we've got a few more things just to round up here. What about the felt bundle? Let's do the felt bundle. This is Ace. Am I allowed to open this? Shall I? I can't help myself. I can't help myself. This is an early bird special. It's a wool mix felt strips, assorted, special price. Now, I'm assuming this is done by weight or just by cramming as much as you can get into the bag. Oh, wow. This is amazing. Fantastic. So you'll get it. I've got to get this back in the bag, haven't I? I didn't really think this through. Look at that. So, how many times have you said, oh gosh, I really need to make some eyes. I need black and white felt. There we go. I need a little bit of pale pink for the nose on my bat, or indeed I need a bit of yellow for the beak on Delphine's penguin. If you're crafting with children, if you want to do some Halloween makes, get the kids involved, get them sewing. What a great way of starting. Don't forget, with felt, it doesn't fray. So I'm already starting packing it, you see, look, ever efficient. It doesn't fray. So you can give felt to children, it's easy to cut, it's easy to sew, and the edges don't fray. So, I mean, you can't really go wrong. It's a crafter's favourite, isn't it, felt? Oh, that's lovely. See, that appeals to me on a this is the rainbow kind of level. Yum. I'm definitely not sorting this bag into rainbow colours. So if anybody was about to ask me to do that, I refuse. Well, lovely. Gosh, that's lovely. And that was that £3.99? I think that was £3.99. That's amazing. That is amazing. Look at me, I'm such a tidy boy. Now, there we go. Magnetic pincushion. I love these. They're absolutely brilliant. I'm going to grab it out of the box. There we go. Got it. These are fab. These are fab because they're fab because you can literally just kind of throw your pins in the general direction and they stick. And absolutely brilliant to keep them in place while you're sewing. So you can just pick them off and then just kind of generally chuck them in the right direction. The other thing is as well, as you know, I have Mrs. Mills, the ancient Burman cat, and I always have to check the floor around me for dropped pins, and I do that with my magnetic pin cushion. So all I do when I finished sewing is to grab my pin cushion and run it across the floor, and it just picks up any pins that are there rather than kind of struggling to pick up every single one individually. Really good way for a quick clean up, or if you've dropped your box of pins, run it over and pick them all up. Brilliant price at £3.99. Again, it's a lovely stocking filler for a sewing friend. Now, so here, I think this is very useful. It's the Corbond fabric comb. It's a fabric comb. So this is essentially for removing bobbles on clothing. Really good on knitwear, this. So if you've got maybe a sweater that's gone a little bit bobbly and you want to just remove the pilling, anti-pilling. Elliot's told me earlier on that every single one of his clothes, every single one of his sweaters has got bobbles on it. So he's going to buy one of these and remove the bobbles. It just freshens up clothing. It kind of shaves the bobbles off. Very good. Very good. Now we love a bit of William Morris, don't we? And here we've got a set of William Morris crystal magnets. How lovely. I'm just going to try and, can I get into them? I don't think I can. No, I don't think I, oh I can, there we go. That was easier than I thought it was going to be in the end. Oh, they're lovely. Look at those, very nice. So these are magnets, but I suppose you could also use these for pattern weights, couldn't you? I won't tear that off because it's stuck down. I'll just cover that over now with my finger. I've wrecked it. Look, I'm such a vandal. So sorry. Again, a really nice Christmas present that for £7.99. The William Morris designs in this beautiful kind of crystal dome with a magnet on the bottom. So they work as fridge magnets, of course, but you could also use them as pattern weights, I think. Come in a little case. If you bought the William Morris fabric earlier on, if you're a bit of a William Morris lover, they'll appeal. Great Secret Santa, great little stocking filler too. £7.99 for those. Now then, oh, this is lovely. Now I like this. A little thread cutter. Again, very, very giftable. I'm thinking Christmas presents, Secret Santa, stocking fillers, a little I was thinking of you. This is a thread cutter with a lanyard. So, it's in the shape of a sunflower. So the idea is this is on the lanyard, you wear it around your neck, and then in between every petal there is a little sort of hidden, embedded blade in there for cutting thread. I think you could also cut yarn with this, so if you're a knitter or if you do cross stitch, embroidery, hand sewing, hand quilting in fact as well. And don't quote me on this, but I think these are these good for travelling? Because they're not scissors, are they? I think you'd be all right. But certainly good if you're travelling by train or on the bus or on the coach or in the car, and you want to be able to do a bit of stitching while you're travelling. I'm assuming you're the passenger, of course. But they're on a lanyard too. Now, a rotary blade sharpener. Now, if I had £1 for every time I've reminded people to sharpen their blade or change the blade in their rotary cutter, I'd probably have about £10 now. Keeping your rotary blade sharp or changing your rotary blade is really important. This is 28mm rotary blade sharpener, so the sort of middle-sized. Now, a set of hand sewing needles. Again, really useful to have these in your stash as little gifts. You've got a real assortment here. They're all millwood needles, and you've got 6 different types. You've got tapestry needles there. You've got some sharps for things like applique and piecing. You've got betweens or quilting needles, so for hand quilting. You've got some beading needles, leather needles, and chenille. So again, things like using for wool would be useful. So kind of wool and darning, leather, piecing and applique, hand quilting and beading. I'm always talking about adding beads to panels and fabrics to jazz them up. Beading needles, useful, and also for actually making things like little bracelets and stuff. Yeah, very, very useful. Great price, £6.94 for 6 packs of needles. Now, to combine with that, we've got a palm thimble. How interesting. So it goes over your palm. So pass the ribbon through the hole of the thimble, notch the ribbon and adjust the size. Wear the thimble on the middle and ring finger, so you have it in your palm. How interesting. A palm thimble. I've never ever heard or seen of that, but you've got it in your basket and you've bought it, being used here for some sashiko. I wonder if that would be useful if you'd got maybe like dexterity issues in your fingers. Interesting. Now, if you like hand sewing and you like English paper piecing, you'll know you don't really want to cut out your own paper pieces. That can get very, very boring. We've got, now these are 100 1-inch hexagons. So each of the sides is 1 inch. You're saving £1, so £2.99 instead of £3.99, all pre-cut for you. 120 GSM paper. Okay, so that's your 1-inch hexagons. Get 100, multi-buy. And then we've also got the 3/4 inch hexagon templates. These are again 120 GSM. You're getting 100, and each side of the hexagons, excuse me, is 3/4 inch this time, £2.49. So you're going straight to the good bit, folding your fabric around, either glue basting with a glue stick or hand basting with a running stitch. A bit of hand piecing, very lovely. Now don't forget to check your baskets out. We're going to go to a little break now, and then we'll be back with Adelle Rowland and the Sew Over It Pussy Bow blouse. I've been really looking forward to this all morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. We've got some lovely fabric bundles as well. And don't forget, if you've already bought something in today's show, you have already paid your postage and packing. One thing before we go for break. We've got a lovely picture. Oh, I recognise that. Hi Stuart, this is my first make from your wonderful book. I made the hobo bag for my grandson's fiance's birthday. All things Scottish, stags, thistles and plaids. Oh my, that is absolutely beautiful. What a lovely look. It's from the Day at the Beach chapter, but what you've shown there beautifully is different fabric, totally different style. It's gorgeous. What a great birthday present. Thanks for sending that in. Don't go anywhere. Join me after the break with Adelle Rowland for the Sew Over It Pussy Bow blouse.
Have you heard about all of the different ways you can shop with Sewing Street and Yarn Lane? You can either shop on our websites, sewingstreet.com and yarnlane.com. You can also order by phone by calling our friendly UK customer service team. For Sewing Street, call 0800 001 4433, and for Yarn Lane, call 0800 4700 600. And don't forget about the Sewing Street app. Here you can shop all of the Sewing Street products as well as watch the live shows from anywhere. You can download the app onto your smartphone or your tablet by simply searching Sewing Street in your app store. And one final thing, no matter how many times you check out on Sewing Street or Yarn Lane in one day, you will only pay one postage and packaging. Happy shopping!
Hello, I'm Dawn Taylor from Dawn's Tailor Made. You may remember me from the Great British Make Off competition. I sewed my tablet rest last year with the lovely John Scott. Sewing Street have invited me back again to do a few more demonstrations for you, but they've also asked me to answer some questions. So the first thing I sewed was a ladybird pincushion, and I made it at primary school. And my late Nanny Jo, she taught me how to knit, and I think I got my love of sewing from her. She used to sew on that sewing machine over there. Something you don't know about me is I sew standing up. My husband built me this sewing table. It's very similar to the one that you see on Sewing Street. My tip is more haste, less speed. My nan was always telling me to slow down and to enjoy what I was sewing, and I would make less mistakes. And we also have a YouTube channel and a few Facebook pages. I cannot wait to start my journey with Sewing Street, and I will see you there very soon.
Missed the live show? Don't worry, we recorded it for you. Never miss out on your favourite presenters, guests and makes ever again. Head on over to our YouTube pages to watch back the day's live show and enjoy your favourite demos over and over again. We also have lots of great content exclusive to our YouTube pages, such as product demonstrations, troubleshooting videos, and so much more. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss a show or video ever again.
Hi, I'm Lisa Comfort from Sew Over It, and here at Sew Over It we're all about teaching as many people as possible how to sew. That was the inspiration behind why I started the business back in 2011. I wanted to show people the wonderful world of sewing. So we do that today through our patterns, and we have over 120 patterns. So lots and lots of patterns for you to choose from. And here on Sewing Street today, we are selling some of our lovely printed patterns. Our size ranges go from 6 to 30, which is really important to us because some of the inspiration behind the patterns is basically making them available for everybody and designing patterns that are flattering for women of all shapes and sizes and ages. Our patterns are generally really classic, timeless styles and are really good fitting patterns. We also are really keen on making sure that they're easy to follow because we come from a teaching background. That's what we want to do. We want to help progress our customers through their sewing journey, and so the patterns come in different levels and they all have loads of beautiful illustrations and lots of extra tips and help throughout. I was asked to say what my favourite pattern was, and that's really tricky because there's so many to choose from. But I think if I had to choose one favourite dress, then it would be the Eve dress. She's the dress that I wear so much. I wear her to weddings, I wear her in the daytime. When I go to work, I wear her at the weekend, and she's just so elegant, so flattering, and such a lovely, lovely dress to wear. So that would probably be my favourite of our dress patterns.
Well, hello there. How's your Saturday morning going? You're here with me, Stuart Hillard, on Sewing Street. Thanks for your company. We're having a tip-top morning. Great time. A lot of dressmaking focus this morning, and a wonderful, wonderful guest, Adelle Rowland, who will be joining me again for this hour. It's the Pussy Bow blouse, looking very, very chic there. Just beautiful. That's the Pussy Bow blouse from Sew Over It. Now, it's that we made it in this fabric effect. That option has actually sold out. That fabric option has sold out. But we've got some other beautiful fabrics to show you and to offer you that are bundled. But first, let's look at the pattern. Now, Sew Over It is a fantastic pattern company headed up by Lisa Comfort, who I know well, who is a brilliant designer. She designs just super wearable clothes. I think that's the first thing. She designs clothes which are multi-age, suit all body types, all body shapes, amazing range of sizes too, wonderful quality patterns, wonderful quality instructions too. And really, I think what Lisa does is she designs classics that you will wear again and again and again, can be made to look bang on trend by the choice of fabric, but are also super classic. Now, this is your Sew Over It Pussy Bow Blouse sewing paper pattern in sizes 18 to 30. So these are the larger sizes. Various different options as well for making this, with either a higher neck or a lower neck version. There are those different views. Really cute. So this is the 18 to 30 sizes. It's £17 and what you're getting in there is wonderful, really heavy cartridge paper pattern. So it's not tissue paper. You're also getting the full instructions, selling very, very quickly. Lisa's patterns are fantastic. Make sure you check out. Lots of you missed out, I'm afraid, on the last outing of the shift dress. So don't let it happen again. So that's the Pussy Bow Blouse in sizes 18 to 30. Now we've also got the same pattern, which is classed as a confident beginner. So you know how to thread your sewing machine, you've done some cutting out, you've used a paper pattern before maybe. This is going to go really quickly. It's sizes 6 to 20. This is lovely, lovely, nice relaxed fit. I don't think there's any shaping. I mean, we'll get to Adele, but I don't think there's any shaping at all on this one. So cut out your pattern pieces, yeah, make your bow, gather up your sleeve at the wrist and add that little band. You're done. Lovely. Gorgeous for drapey fabrics, this one. And we've got some lovely drapey fabrics in the show, already bundled, so makes it nice and easy for you. So that's £17. Whether you're going for the 6 to 20 or the 18 to 30. Now let's have a look at some fabrics that you might use. More in baskets than are actually available on the pattern, so I would be really quick and check out. Let's start. Now this is the one that Adele's going to be demonstrating with. This is an ivory crepe. Really very beautiful. I suppose this is the classic Pussy Bow blouse, isn't it? Yeah. In an ivory crepe. Yeah. I mean, it really is. It's, you know, absolutely smart enough to wear to the office, to work, but also if you're going for drinks. Do you remember going out for drinks? Oh,
with a nice sort of pattern pencil skirt.
Yes.
It would look gorgeous.
Yes. Oh, nice little pair of heels. And, just a lovely bar and a cocktail maybe. Your eyes meet across a crowded room. Or jeans.
Yeah. No, G&T.
Oh, a G&T. Absolutely, a G&T. This is absolutely gorgeous crepe, this. I love the way that crepe feels. It's got that wonderful, it feels almost weightless in your hand, and yet it's got the most beautiful drape. And the way that Lisa's designed this blouse is that it does drape over your body, so it's very flattering. It's going to skim your hips, over the top of your hips. This is going in your basket so fast, and people are multi-buying too. You're getting a bundle of 2.5 meters of crepe in ivory for £13.99. I think that's a mistake, Elliot. Honestly, you're in so much trouble at the end of this morning. They're not just going to say it's first day nerves, because you've been here for years. You do know what you're doing. £13.99. I'm kidding. It's not a mistake. It's just a fantastic buy. Now, this is the beige, or what I might call a nude. isn't it? Yeah.
Isn't that like the one that was on the photo?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think it was.
Yeah.
Can we look at the photo again?
Yeah,
Oh,
look
yeah.
there.
That's really lovely, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Almost like a shell.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
And she's
really
got it with jeans on,
lovely.
hasn't she?
She has. This would be great with leggings or jeans. It would be great with a skirt.
Yeah.
You could layer this, wear it, with a jacket.
Yes. Like a suit jacket. A tailored jacket would
Yeah,
look gorgeous.
tailored jacket would be beautiful. Again, $13.99 for the beige fashion crepe. 2.5 meters. Now the 2.5 meters is enough to make up to the size 30. So up to the biggest size. Fantastic. Many of these in baskets. It will sell out. You do need to check out, folks. I don't want you to miss out on that. It's beautiful. And again, it's got that, it feels luxurious, doesn't it, in your hands?
Oh, it does. And it just will drape beautifully.
Cool.
Yeah, and you want a nice sort of
sophisticated.
bow. Oh, it would look lovely.
We're loving this. Loving this. Navy. Navy's going to sell out. I did warn you. I tried to say navy. There's 3 left. Come on. You can do it. Oh, that's really lovely.
It's a classic colour, isn't it, navy?
Yeah, it's absolutely classic. It's a French navy, this, isn't it? There are 5 in baskets. We've only got 3 left. Just saying. Oh, it's lovely, though. That is so smart.
And do you know what? I really actually like navy and black together.
Oh,
I know
me
some
too.
people are proper like, no. I think it looks really nice.
I do. Navy and black, navy with tan.
Oh, yes, with some tan shoes.
Yeah, really gorgeous. It's such a lovely fabric. I can't believe the price, actually. If you've been shopping for fabric recently, on the high street, in a department store, I think you could quite easily pay $13.99 for one metre of crepe.
Definitely.
And you'd be happy to.
Oh, yeah, because...
$13.99 a metre for crepe is a great price.
Really nice. And I know that will wash well as well. So one thing I did find with this is it pressed well. I didn't have to worry too much about a really cool iron. But I know crepe really washes well. And if you hang it upright, you don't even need to iron it.
Oh, lovely. Sold. You had me at don't need to iron. Beautiful. That one is going to sell out very quickly. So be quick. So we've got an ivory, a beige and a navy option in that beautiful crepe. We've also got, this is lush.
This is fun, I think.
This is lush. Oh, my friend Sian would look amazing in this. That's lovely. So this is a viscose chalice lawn fabric. So light, it's almost not there. It is gorgeous, but it's not see-through at all. It's such a fine weight of fabric, but it's not at all see-through. That is just lovely. Look at the movement on that as well. You're absolutely loving this. We're going to sell out really quick. It's $24.95 for 2.5 meters of fabric. Just amazing. What's that? Is that £10 a metre?
Yeah, and it said on there you're saving £10. So
Just terrific.
it's almost like a third off.
It's terrific. It's absolutely beautiful. I've completely mangled that piece of fabric now, haven't I? I was doing so well at folding things.
You were stroking it too much.
I was stroking it, and then I started
wafting.
rippling it. It was like I was back in nursery classroom with the parachute.
Oh, the parachute's so good.
We love the parachute.
Did you ever do it that you put the parachute up and then everyone ran in and swapped places?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I also like the one where you throw the parachute up in there and then you just lie down.
Oh, and it just
let
falls.
it. I used to do that when I was on my own sometimes, just for some alone time. Now then, we've got Millwood carded buttons. Size 15mm, a pack of 4. Now you're going to need 1 button, am I right?
2 buttons.
2 buttons.
One for each
2
arm.
buttons. Two sleeves. 2 sleeves. See, I remembered, and they're called sleeves. not arms. You're getting 4 of these, so you could use 2. This would look great with the beige or the navy, I think,
Yes.
or it would work with the green. Really lovely those. So you're getting 4 buttons, $1.99. Pop them in your basket. And just should mention with the blouse pattern, which size is in the lead? Which size is in danger, more to the point? The 6 to 20 is sold out. Okay, sorry. We've not got many more of these, so be really quick. Otherwise, I'll just have to get my bag of felt back out again instead of watching Adelle's lovely demo. And that wouldn't be fun, would it? I'll rearrange that into the rainbow. Let's crack on, shall we, Adelle? Let's look at this beautiful blouse.
So I've actually had this pattern for a long time, and for some reason I had my fabric, I had my pattern, and I just overlooked it, and I just kind of thought, oh, do I really need a blouse? Now I've made this, I'm going straight home to make the one that I planned, because I love it, the fact that I can wear it casually with jeans, but also dress it up for work.
I would never have thought of putting that blouse with jeans.
Do you know
It's
what I mean?
perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
So it's got 2 versions. The version 1 is higher up in the neck. Version 2 sort of comes down as a V-neck. Now, I don't know about you, Stuart. Do you cut or trace your patterns?
I trace them.
Oh, I'm a cutter.
Are you?
So we're on separate sides to that, aren't we?
Yeah.
So you do need to be mindful if you are cutting this for version 2, you are going to cut off the version 1 neckline. So please be very mindful of that. Now there is a centre front seam down here, and that is to create this V-neck shape here. Okay. And there is a small circle notch, not a notch, a marking, and that is where you will sew your centre front seam up to. Okay.
How do you transfer your markings, Adelle? Because there's lots of different ways, aren't there?
Yeah, so you can use a tailor's tack, so a few strands of thread to go through. Quite often I just use pins to show it that's where I'm going to be. Or if you really want to be precise, those fix-it pens earlier would have been perfect. Just the little dots.
Friction pens are great for doing that, aren't they? Just to let you know, folks, the white crepe and the navy crepe have both sold out. But the good news is we do still have stock of the beige crepe and also that completely delicious bottle green with daisy.
Oh, because like I was saying earlier, I love green. And it's very much on the high street as well, that colour green.
Yes, it is. Well, it's not on our high street anymore because I'm afraid that's also sold out. So navy, white and the gorgeous green have gone, but we do still have the beige. We've got 1. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh.
Oh, I love it to hear people are dressmaking.
Isn't it wonderful?
Absolutely fantastic.
Isn't it wonderful?
Really
I think the thing
lovely.
is, you know, Lisa manages to create such style with very simple to make patterns.
Absolutely.
She makes them easy to make.
Yeah, and they're perfect for beginners. And like I said, it was the Dress Pattern company that I began my dressmaking journey with.
And what was it about her pattern that made you think I can do this?
So I was at swimming one day with the girls, and I wasn't in the pool. They were at swimming lessons, and I was just scrolling, and I saw the tulip skirt. And what I loved about it was that it's simple lines.
Yep.
So it's very easy to follow, no difficult tricks or anything on there. So I downloaded it, I bought the pattern, and I sat down, cup of tea, got on with it, and it just went through as a breeze. And I think what's so lovely is these instructions, the pattern instructions, the illustrations. Look here, it talks about making the ties. It doesn't assume that you've done any dressmaking, so it really takes it back to everything. So it shows you where to pin, where to sew, where to press, everything. And like I said before in the first show, I follow pictures more than I follow the words.
Yeah, I'm a very visual learner too, and I think it's nice to have the combination, isn't it?
Yes. So don't be alarmed that when you get this, you get out and there is, I don't know how many pages of instructions, and you think, oh my goodness, that's going to take me forever. It isn't. It's only because every step is really clearly explained.
Yeah.
And
that's a real benefit, isn't it?
Yes.
All the fabrics now sold out, folks. So the beige has gone now as well. There are still some, I'm saying this, I don't even dare say it, there are still some of the 18 to 30 Pussy Bow blouse patterns available. Yes, there are, definitely.
And there was some fabrics
but check out quickly, please.
There was some fabrics that you could use from that early bird that you had earlier, the hour before.
Yes, there were.
So this pattern will work with anything with drape, and that's why it's been graded as a confident beginner, because it's the type of fabric that you're going to be using is a little bit more slippery, needs a little bit more care when you're pinning and when it's going through the machine. Now, if you have never worked with drapey fabric before, some tips to follow is I would lay my fabric out on the floor to cut out. I wouldn't have it hanging off the side of my sewing desk or anything like that, because it will pull it, and as you saw earlier,
I've experienced drapey fabric on a table today, flying off.
And you don't want it to pull out of shape, you want it to be really flat. Right. I pin my pattern pieces down, but you can also use pattern weights as well, just so that it's not moving under that pattern piece. It's really staying in place.
That's a great tip. Actually, that fabric that I threw across the table earlier on has almost sold out, but we have still got a little bit of it left. Bob onto the website. You can see that would be absolutely perfect for the Pussy Bow blouse, because it has that lovely drape. It's very fine. It's soft and silky. You saw how soft and silky it was. See it fly. So that's a great tip for using drapey fabric.
Yes, and also another tip is you can put your walking foot on your machine. So some people think that the walking foot is actually only for quilters, but pop it on your machine. That means that the fabric is being pushed through from the top and the bottom, not just the bottom.
Don't forget, if you've got yourself an Elna 680, when it came back in stock recently, that has a walking foot included. And as Adele said, absolutely not just for quilting, dressmaking, home decor, curtain making, anything like that. You've got the Overlocker 2, of course, which you could use for making the Pussy Bow blouse. Not a walking foot on this, but you could also use the rolled hem attachment, couldn't you?
Yes, and also if you're using a drapey fabric that is slightly see-through, you do want your seams to be finished so beautifully. So having the overlocker there would finish them so that if you're looking through, it doesn't look like you've got a seam that's a little bit maybe messy or so. So yeah, finishing it off. So be very mindful as well when you're using plain fabrics that you remember which side is the right side and which side is the wrong side. So I've just put a pin on the right side, a little pin just there to tell me that's the right side.
Oh, what a fantastic tip. I hadn't even thought of that, Adele.
It's caught me out before on the show.
Now, when you say the right side and the wrong side of something like this crepe, how do we know which is the right side and the wrong side? Okay,
so we were talking earlier about the texture of crepe, that it has like a bobble. And if you look very closely, one side is more bobbled than the other. Okay, now, if you look at it, you might not necessarily want the more bobbled side, but whatever you do, you've got to make sure you keep the same texture all the way through.
Be consistent.
Yeah, and also you can look at the sleevage and see where it's, they might have little punch holes in. And where it's been punched through, that's the right side. The one that's the other side is the wrong side.
Interesting. A lovely message from Amanda, who said, I'm currently on a diet, and my goal is when I reach my target, I'm going to make something for myself. Oh, Amanda, I want to give you a big hug. What a lovely aim.
Incentive, not incentive, but it's like celebration. You're going to be like, yes.
Absolutely.
And you're going to look fabulous.
Oh, I mean, making your own clothes is a great way to have more confidence about how you look, because you can make your style your way. That is wonderful. Good luck with that, Amanda. Absolutely wonderful. Loads of you watching, enjoying the show, loving Adele's demos. I think that tip about finding the right side of crepe is brilliant, and marking with a pin.
Yeah.
Top tips here. Remember, you can still get yourself a copy of the Sew Over It Pussy Bow Blouse sewing paper pattern. Sizes 18 to 30 only now is available. The smaller sizes have sold out. £17. If all of the patterns that are in baskets get checked out, then there'll be disappointed people because there are more baskets than we have patterns. So if you want that Pussy Bow Blouse pattern, check it out right now because it seems to be dressmaking morning, Adele.
Oh, fabulous.
All the dressmakers are watching. It's wonderful.
And do you know what I find is, we were talking earlier about confidence. Whenever I put a handmade dress on, I feel great in it.
What do you think that's about?
I think it's because I've spent the time, I've got this flat piece of fabric and now I'm actually able to walk around in it.
Yeah.
You just have this sort of secret power. And when someone says to you, oh, I love your dress, and you go, oh, thanks, I made it.
Yeah, it's better than I went and bought it, isn't it? I actually made this.
Yeah. And a lot of my students actually now have cottoned on that I dress make, and some of their reactions are just priceless because they're very used to fashion, just going getting something from the shop. So to find somebody that actually makes their own clothes and it doesn't look handmade,
no, sure.
I do inverted commas only because I wouldn't ever criticise anything that's handmade, but they don't know.
No.
They can't tell and they love it.
Absolutely. And I think as well for a lot of dressmakers, this is a real step towards greater sustainability, isn't it?
Yes.
Because I think when you've chosen fabric, chosen a pattern, spent the time making a garment, you get a lot more wear out of it.
Yep.
You wear it more often and for more time.
Oh, absolutely.
Because if it fits you and suits you, you just will.
And I don't follow fashion trends as such. Like, what's quite interesting is some of the dresses that I've been making a couple of years now, like that are tiered, I went into Marks and Spencer's and they had them there. And I was like, I've been making
copying
that.
you.
Yeah, I've been making that for a while already. Okay, so I've done my shoulder seams and I've done my side seams. Be very mindful with delicate fabric that you will want to finish these seams as we go, because this doesn't fray too much, but anything that has that sort of drape, it has that potential to fray more.
Yeah.
So just be very mindful that you might want to just put that through the overlocker as we go along.
Yep, so if you've got an overlocker, run it through to neaten the seams. If you haven't, then what would you recommend, Adele, instead?
So I would do a zigzag stitch.
Yep.
And the zigzag goes off and then onto your fabric.
Yep.
And delicate, actually, it does create a bit of a roll.
Yeah.
On it. It sort of really encases it.
Or the other thing you can do is to zigzag near the cut edge, but not quite to it. Zigzag and then trim back to your zigzag. And then it's really close to the edge without it actually sort of wrinkling the edge.
Yeah.
Be quick if you want to go for the Pussy Bow Blouse, won't you? It's almost sold out. And it's such a lovely pattern. I think it's gorgeous in that floral, but it just goes to show how versatile, because done as you are in the ivory crepe.
Yes.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. Real classic. Great with a jacket.
And also, one other thing, since I've been dressmaking, I'm more adventurous with my fabrics.
Dress sense.
With my dress sense, but also with patterns.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would have ever gone out and bought something, because when it's on a shelf, it looks like, oh, that's quite bright. But wearing it when you've made it, it does feel very different.
You start to discover your personal style then, don't you? When you're not dictated to by the high street.
I was very much a jeans and t-shirts person before I dress made, and now I wear dresses almost every day to work.
Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. And when I wore trousers the other day to work, and my work colleagues were like, what's going on? What are you wearing trousers for?
They're so used to seeing you in dresses. Yeah. 24 of you have got the 7 remaining patterns in your baskets.
So we've now got our bodice all done. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I'm just going to press this front seam out because there is no facing on this. The tie actually finishes this neckline completely.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a really nice feature actually. I think before, maybe that's what was putting me off, you know. Before I made this, I was thinking, oh, is it going to be fiddly getting that tie on? And it's not.
No. What setting have you got your iron?
So I've just got it on number 2. I want to just be a little bit.
But it's not that
careful.
delicate when you're ironing.
No.
It's getting a nice good press on there as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've got our ties. Now our ties are lovely, but I think you could do a bit of a hack here as well. If you wanted more of an accentuated tie, you could make it bigger.
Make it wider.
Yes, because it's
Esme, you can't have a bow that's too big.
No.
For Esme, honestly, she always wants a bigger bow. So if you want a really big bow, you can.
Absolutely. So there are some markings on here that are different for the 2 versions. Because this is going to go around the neckline, if you were doing version 1, your neckline will be higher up.
Gotcha.
So you've got the notches here. We're doing version 2, so our notches are here.
Oh no, this would be really good, wouldn't it? We had a lady message in earlier on, do you remember, on the shift dress?
Yes.
Who didn't like necklines that were too high up. So the blouse would be good because then you could do version 2 with the lower neckline.
Absolutely, and it isn't too low.
No.
So I've got a little vest top underneath this and you can't even see where that fits.
No.
So it's a really nice sort of height here.
It's lovely.
And this creates the collar. That's what I really like as well. So I'm going to be sewing the back. So there is a join at the very back on this pussy bow blouse, but you wouldn't know it's there.
Okay.
And again, it is 1.5 centimetres all the way through this.
I just love the fact that here on Sewing Street you can watch dressmaking, you can watch a garment being made before your very eyes. I mean, I know Adele's done the cutting out at home, but actually to see all the different processes, it's brilliant, isn't it? I love it. I love it. Because you don't get to see that anywhere else, really.
No,
you don't get to see the whole garment.
And it is quite magical, actually, to see a garment coming together. And we were talking earlier, weren't we? After you do start dressmaking, you will start going, oh, how actually is that made? So that's really nice. So I'm just going to press this back seam open, okay? You don't want to press it to either side. You want that to be nice and flat. So I'm just pressing that open. There we go.
So this is our centre back seam.
It's our centre back seam. Now we're going to fold this right side to right side and then we are only going to sew either side up to that notch. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure my back seam is perfect. I want that to stay nice. And then there is a little bit of a point, but I think you might even want to accentuate that as well and make that more of a nice point. That would be really gorgeous.
Fab. Just to let you know at home, although all of the fabrics in this hour have gone, we have got some fabrics available from Adele's previous hour. So the William Morris Granada in Brambles indigo fabric, by the half metre, still available. Now that's a cotton fabric, so not drapey enough for this blouse. However, this would be a great one for your stash anyway. But I don't think, plain cotton fabric wouldn't really.
No, I think it would. The bow would be too structured, and it is all about the drape.
It's about the drape, isn't it?
Yeah, and like you said earlier, there aren't actually any shaping in this.
No.
So because it drapes over the body, and I think if you did it in cotton, it would be too stiff.
It'd be a bit too stiff, yeah. But a brilliant fabric to pop in your stash anyway, and a really lovely option for the shift dress if you were lucky enough to get that pattern earlier on. Congratulations, well done. There are some other fabrics by the half metre from that hour that are still available as well. So have a look on the website. You can see there the Brambles William Morris fabric, which I thought was a lovely, lovely version of the shift dress. Be great for all sorts of dressmaking.
Yeah, we used some William Morris the other week for a Liberty pattern, a Liberty blouse that had lots of gathers. And even though it is a cotton, when it gathered up, it didn't stick out too much.
No.
It was actually really pretty.
Very nice. Another one, lovely cotton fabric, which would be great for the shift dress, is the Sanctuary in green and white, that budding rose design from Moda, really beautiful. Information on the screen there for that too. Remember, that one doesn't have the drape for the pussy bow blouse, but great for other kinds of dressmaking, great for the shift dress.
Or a shift top.
Yes.
Remember, I think we're
yes.
forgetting that it's not actually a dress pattern as such. You can also make it into a top.
You absolutely can. Yeah, that lovely tunic. So are we going to turn this through? Are we making a
Yes.
tube here?
So what we're going to do is we are going to turn it through, and then in the middle there will be a gap.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay, and that gap will actually sit around this neckline, and then you fold it in,
Yep.
and there is a little bit of hand sewing to go on.
We don't object to
around
that.
here.
If you need some hand sewing needles, check out the previous hour. Remember, we've got those early bird specials. I would go for Sharp
Yes.
for this year. One of the Sharps. You get a pack of Sharps in with the Millwood needle selection. It's under £7 for 6 packs of needles. This is why it's always good to have some different kinds of hand sewing needles.
Yeah, and I would also be very mindful of the sewing machine needle. If you've got something very drapey like this, get a brand new needle and put that on.
Yep.
So that we can make sure that it doesn't snag. Nothing worse than it snagging and then
No,
spoiling.
you're absolutely right. Check the website for machine needles. What would you use? Would you use an all-purpose, or would you
So I
use-
would maybe use a fine needle.
Yeah.
Only because I wouldn't want it to snag.
No.
And even though a universal would still go through, like this is a universal.
Yeah.
When you're making something, and it would be the worst thing in the world for it to go wrong, just
I agree.
simply because
of the
of
size of needle.
yeah,
Yeah.
you'd feel
Maybe
like
a
you kick
65 or a
yourself.
70.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fab. Well, don't forget, on the side we've got there the hand sewing needles, but here on the website you can see the different kinds of needles that we sell.
So I'm just going.
So just going down, I would go micro needle. Yeah, sharp
Yep.
micro needles. If you just go back up a second, please. On the right hand side, hemline sewing machine, sharp micro needles. There we go. 60, 70, that would be about right, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nice and sharp, nice and fine. And a brand new needle, of course. Every project deserves a brand new needle.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you doing now, Dan?
So what I'm doing is I'm just trimming my seams down.
Okay.
These seams are going to be encased, so they don't need to be finished. But to reduce any bulk along those edges, I'm just trimming it down to 5mm. I'm not going to trim it all the way down, only to where that notch is. And then I'm going to leave that as being its usual width.
Yeah.
Because I want enough fabric there to be able to attach onto my neckline.
I've got you. So I can see that gap that you've left. That's between 2 notches, is it?
Yes, it's quite a big gap on this because with this version, that's how big our neckline is. With version 1, it will be a lot smaller. But this is almost going to become our collar as such.
Well, Adele, what a busy hour we're having. What I can tell you now, everybody, is what we've got left for sale on the show are these. 4 buttons for $1.99. Pattern has sold out. Fabrics have sold out. But we've still got buttons, so we will continue with the demo because I want you to see at home how to make this blouse, because so many of you have bought the wonderful pattern from Sew Over It.
It is lovely.
So we're going to keep going, Adele.
Oh,
You're
good.
happy too?
Good. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just cutting down this seam. Again, as well, you know, you were talking about scissors earlier.
Yeah.
If I ever find anyone in my house using my dressmaking scissors.
Absolutely. That's a big no-no, isn't it?
It is. And the girls actually know that. They don't go into my sewing room to get any scissors. They can go elsewhere to find some scissors.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh, you always keep them in there.
Yes, yes.
Well, it's the ultimate, isn't it? There are lots of fun memes about using dressmaking scissors for something else, aren't there?
Yeah. So I'm just pushing this through. If we've got I think there might be one in here actually, a little chopstick.
Oh, yes.
It will help just push this through. There isn't quite, but what I'll do is I'll just pull this through.
See if I can find something for you.
Yeah, if you can find a little chopstick of something that I can just
nothing
point
behind
out.
you on the wall. go off in search. The blue thing at the top, is that too big?
Yeah.
That's too big.
I know there's one in the green room, I think, in the...
Oh, actually, wait a minute. Might have something that you can use.
Oh, yes, that's it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, you can rely on me, love.
Thank you.
Always around when you need me. You're a science teacher, aren't you, Adele?
Yes.
Do you ever think about teaching? I'm back on my perch. Do you ever think about teaching dressmaking?
So before...
Do you teach dressmaking?
So before all COVID hit,
Yeah.
I began a little sewing club at school, after school.
Cute.
And we had a mixture of ages and boys and girls
Good.
who came along. And we started, the older ones began with pyjama bottom shorts.
Cool.
And then the younger ones were making scrunchies and makeup bags.
Cool.
But then COVID hit, and then last year we weren't allowed to do it because no practical work could happen and also bubbles couldn't mix. So unfortunately there was a little bit of a stop to it. But we're hoping to get it going again at school. And we're actually doing a staff wellbeing session, me and my friends are going to do a staff wellbeing session. She's watching now, so she's probably like, brilliant, because she only asked me the other day when we got the email, just as like a little bit of a sewing session to get more staff sewing as well.
Oh, that's a fantastic idea. I love that. I love that. And the thing is, it's so, oh gosh, where do you start? There are so many reasons to sew and to make. It's so, life affirming to me, I would say, and calming and creative. Yeah. It's a wonderful outlet. Had some lovely messages. Sally's messaged in to say, I've made this lovely pattern many times.
Yes.
It's also great, made longer to wear over the hips as a tunic top.
Oh!
Nice, Sally, like your style. Now, talking of style, Jan's messaged in and said, I've always seen the pussy bow as a bit frumpy, a bit old lady. I'm 63. But with the fabric on Adele's, it looks lovely. Yes, about as far from frumpy as you could get. She said, mind you, it wouldn't on me. I've got a frumpy figure, not a gorgeous one like hers.
Oh, thank you.
I honestly think this is a pattern that would flatter any shape, and any age.
Absolutely.
And as Sally said, if you want something a little longer to skim over your hips, you could just extend those pattern pieces down and out a little bit.
Yep, absolutely.
It wouldn't interfere with any of the construction at all doing that, would it?
I wonder if you could take it down and get a dress. Because everyone loves a bit of a chiffon dress. And then a belt.
Oh, yes. A belt or not a belt, whatever.
I'm now thinking, the fabric that I want to plan to make this at home, how much have I got of it? Could I make it a dress?
Absolutely. Oh, will you experiment for us, please?
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. If you're loving, by the way, the sewing machine that Adele's using, I'm going to ask her about it in a second. It's the Elna 570A sewing machine. How have you been getting on?
Oh, lovely. I love a computerised machine.
Yes.
And what I really like about this machine as well is when you stop, the needle ends down.
Automatic needle down, yeah.
Because
you can alter that, by the way, at home. It comes as the default setting, but you can alter the machine so it always finishes in the up position if you prefer that.
But I do like it that way because then when I'm turning my fabric, I don't have to worry. I've got a pivot point sitting there, which is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so we're now going to attach our pussy bow blouse onto our top. Okay. Let me double check the instructions. Yes. So we're going to turn it the right way out. So it's going to be right sides to right sides.
Got you.
And also, I would begin with our middle point at the back. Don't begin here and then go round because you might then shift it out. One will be higher than the other.
Understood.
If we start at the back and then bring it round here, we can even out any distribution of any differences.
Fab.
But
don't forget that sewing machine that I was talking about a moment ago is on 3 split pays of less than £200 each, £199.66. That's all you'll pay today, plus your P&P. And then you'll get the machine home. All your payments will be done before Christmas. It's the ultimate Christmas present, isn't it? Either the sewing machine, the Elna 570A, or the overlocker. Brilliant, brilliant Christmas present to yourself, I think, or to someone you really love. Great machine for dressmaking, actually.
Yeah.
Great functionality.
Yeah, and it's got the automatic buttonhole, so you can do a whole buttonhole just by... what I actually do is I take out my pedal and do the stop-start button for buttonholes. Because I just feel that if I put my foot down, I'm going to go faster, slower, because I get worried about buttonholes. I get really worried.
Yes, I know what you mean, because they're the sort of ultimate finish, aren't they? You've done everything else.
Yes.
You're so close, and then you can mess it up with the bad buttonhole.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I use the start-stop button for buttonhole. There's 10 buttonholes on the 570A. So whether you're making something with really fine fabric, like chalice or the crepe, or you're making stretch fabric and you want a buttonhole, there's stretch buttonholes on there as well. There's buttonholes for heavy fabrics.
And you can never have too many machines.
I agree. How many sewing machines have you got, Adele?
So I have my overlocker, I've got my computerised, but then we actually have a hand singer that we found at a charity shop, and then we surfaced it, and it works beautifully. But I'm always open to having a new machine.
Well, absolutely. Who isn't? I've got 7. I know.
7?
It's greedy, isn't it?
Wow.
Well, I think the thing is because they become like children, don't they? And you don't want to send them off when you know.
No.
Yeah.
My first machine I did pass on because it was just a basic one, and I wanted someone else to learn to sew, so I was happy for that to go on.
Well, it's often something a lot of us do, isn't it? When we buy our first sewing machine, we buy something which is ultra simple, and then we very quickly outgrow it. Now, the Elna 570A is the kind of machine that's going to grow with you. So if you're brand new to sewing, dressmaking, quilting even, that's going to last you for years because it's going to grow with you. As you need more functions, they're already there. So this pussy bow.
Yes, so I've done right sides to right sides. I've gone all the way around, and what I'm going to do now is stitch. Now, don't be alarmed if you haven't gone to this midpoint, because remember our seam allowance is included in here.
Okay.
So don't think that I've got to get right down to this join here, otherwise you actually would have too much. And it's better to have that gap, and then you're able to actually sew this little gap up afterwards.
I got you.
Okay, so it is a centimetre and a half seam allowance. So again, just be very mindful that the fabric will want to move underneath the machine. So pins are your friends, but also it doesn't mean you have to go at full speed around. And this machine does have like a sort of has a tortoise in a hair, so it does have a speed adjustment if you want to slow it down.
Well, those speed adjusters are so useful, aren't they? If you can only really sew at one speed. I mean, you can adjust the speed with how heavy you press your foot, but for a lot of us that's difficult. It doesn't come naturally. Just put your machine on the slowest speed, and then you can't go any faster than that.
I find it really strange actually when I come on the show to sew, because at home I sew barefooted.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
See, I can't do that.
Oh, all the time. If I can't find one of my slippers, I'll go and look underneath the sewing machine, and I bet I'll find it there, because it's weird.
A nation divided. Are you a barefoot sewer, or do you have to have something on your feet when you sew? Do you have special sewing shoes or sewing socks?
Oh, I've just crocheted one sock. I've got to crochet the other sock now.
Oh,
just reminded me.
We've got crochet sock kit coming up actually in the next hour. Yes, we do, Adele. Yes, we do. Over on Yarn Lane. Stick around.
Oh, because I've just crocheted one, and I've got to just sit down now and crochet the other and get on with it.
Do you find it hard to do the other sock?
So I think you get so excited that you've done one, but I find the crochet in the socks comes together quicker than knitting. I can make one crochet sock in one sitting, whereas knitting would take me weeks.
Yeah, sure.
So I've just got to sit down, but with work and things like that. So I'm going away with some friends in November, so I want them ready for then.
Oh yeah.
So
Is
that-
it like a special weekend
Yeah,
away?
it's my
or-
friend's 40th.
Oh,
So
lovely.
I want to go away and then
Having a
that'd be
weekend
lovely.
away?
Yes.
Sounds gorgeous. Glamping?
No, in a little cottage.
Oh, nice.
So
Better.
that'd be
Well, in
lovely.
November, yes, you wouldn't really want to be in a tent, would you? Well, mind you, I wouldn't really want to be in a tent in August.
Oh, I love
Do
camping.
you? No, no.
Well, it's what we do as a family.
Is it?
All
Is
the
it?
time.
Oh, no.
So
No.
what I've done now is I've sewn that seam. Now that seam is going to be encased because what you're going to do now is fold this over and you will hand sew all the way along, keeping that seam inside that
Oh,
fold.
clever.
It's hard
Gotcha.
to see on the camera because it's all white. Let me see if I hold it out like this. Sorry. So at the moment it's like this. We're not going to do any understitching on this.
Okay.
We're going to press that so it's on the inside. Press this outer edge over and then that's going to sit like this and
Got
encase
you.
everything.
Got you.
And when I
And then
was
do you have to
sewing
hand
the
sew that, Adelle?
yes. And when I was hand sewing this, being a dressmaker using my machine a lot, I actually really enjoy sometimes just getting the thread out.
Yeah,
and
it's lovely.
I always have my like my little iPad with a film on or something like that with my headphones, and I just really enjoy it. It's quite therapeutic.
And also, it's these are little couture touches, the hand sewing, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not a technique that's used on mass-produced high street clothing. This is a little bit special. It's a lovely, luxurious finish, and it feels quality when you're
Yes.
doing it, doesn't it? Hand
Yes,
sewing things
it
on.
does.
It's lovely.
Now we haven't got to the sleeves, but the sleeves are going to be added in the same way that we did earlier, that we're going to ease those sleeves in.
With your magical technique.
Yes, just making our stitch length a little bit longer and then it draws it in. But
Brilliant.
looking at it here, I think you could do it sleeveless.
I agree. That
Look,
would be
let me
lovely.
Hold it out like that.
Yeah.
And let's tie this, let's make it look like it's done. Tie this up and then a nice sleeveless.
I think that would look really lovely.
Yeah.
So nice for the summer as well, or if you tend to get a bit hot with sleeves.
And you
know.
wear it under a jacket. So to finish this, I would actually use some bias binding.
Okay.
So just as lightweight as you can possibly get,
Yep.
or you even want to, if you've got some extra, make your own bias binding. And just finish that armhole very nicely.
Yep.
I think that would look absolutely gorgeous.
I think so too. What a lovely blouse. And you've just shown us how straightforward making that pattern is. Lisa's a great designer, absolutely love her to bits. And Adelle, you're currently my favourite person in the world. I've had such a lovely morning with you.
Thank you. It's lovely to meet you.
It's been gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you for coming. You come back soon.
Yes, I'm
Do you know when
back.
you're coming back?
Yeah, already.
good.
The 6th of November.
Yay.
6th of November. And then I've got my Christmas date already.
Ace.
So between Christmas and New Year, I'm booked.
Is that Christmas dressmaking?
I don't know. I think it will be sort of it's after Christmas, before New Year. Hopefully it might be sort of well, this is how I got into dressmaking, making a New Year's resolution to make yourself some,
Oh, love it.
make your own clothes.
Great. Great. Well, I'm looking forward to our next show
Yeah,
together.
absolutely.
There's nothing really to wrap up with apart from we have still got buttons. Thank you everyone that got involved with the show today. So many of you got your Sew Over It blouse pattern and gorgeous fabric bundles. Well done if you did. You were quick off the mark, weren't you? My goodness. But we've had a wonderful morning. Now, it's coming to the end of our time on Sewing Street. It's time to head on over to the lane that is yarn filled, where I will be going through some gorgeous kits. But let's look at the menu for tomorrow. At 8 a.m, it's best-selling tools. At 9 a.m, it's the Harvest Collection with Dawn Taylor. At 10, fabric collections. At 11 a.m, it's the Amy Shawl Bag with Dawn Taylor. And then at 12, Kits Revisited. Is that the follow-up to Brideshead Revisited? I don't know. Make sure you're there tomorrow to find out. Thanks for your company. Adelle, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Safe travels, and I'll be right back with Yarn Lane after a short break. Go get yourself a little snack, maybe a cheese toastie.